Hello, 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 Transplaners! Welcome to 2025! Blah, 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 pew, pew. Those are fireworks. It is so good to see all of your digital non-existent faces in the chat on the other side of the new year, and we could not be more excited to kick off the next 12 months of chaos with you right here, right now. No matter if you are tuning in here to our stream for the very first time or for the 100th time, welcome to Transplanar RPG. We are an all-transgender, people of color-led, dark fantasy TTRPG channel telling stories set in an original non-colonial anti-Orientalist multiverse. That does mean that we stand against genocide and ethnic cleansing and support all oppressed peoples of the world struggling against injustice, imperialism, and colonization. As we ring in the new year, we must use our voices to build solidarity and fight for the worlds we wish to see. So to that end, free Sudan, free DRC, free Palestine, and free all oppressed and colonized peoples of this world. With that out of the way, let's talk about today. You might have noticed that this is not a chaos overlay happening here. Like, where's the character art? Like, where's the, the ominous music, right? That is because we are hosting a community stream tonight to ring in the new year. Consider this a Yap Sesh, extended blog post, Q&A, and a game night all wrapped up into one. We don't really have any preconceived ideas or topics about what we're gonna yap about, but knowing us, you can expect discussions on oppression and colonialism, references to sex and crude jokes, cursing, and potential spoilers for The Second Stranger, The Chaos Protocol, and all things Godkiller, both Godkiller First Blood and Godkiller Last Hope, though we will do our best while chatting to flag anything really big before we dive into chatting about it. So I have blabbed long enough. Let's just go around the horn as usual and do a quick round of introductions before we hop into the first part of our community stream, which is a fun little yap sesh. So take it away, Val.
Hey everyone, I'm Valiant Durin. I use him as pronouns. You can find me on the internet, Valiant Durin, or at Also Spirit Bear. Please enjoy that lovely treasure I just set you on. Tonight, I am Val, I am Voska, I am Sayer, I am all these things and more. And I'm ready to yap. And I'm going to pass it on over to the most perfect gun dad of the hour, Kai.
Hi everyone, I'm Kai. You can find me everywhere as Estella of Imladris. I use he, they, and she pronouns, and I'm just a guy. And sometimes I play a sad cowboy dad. And I'm gonna bounce it on over to Sam.
Hello everyone. I'm Sam Star. I use she, they, and the occasional they pronouns. You can catch me all across the interwebs at Lust for Life X. I play Lumira. You know this already. All the way. I lost for just a second what the hell I was even supposed to be doing. I get the bestest pleasure of passing introductions on over to the dramaturg.
Oh, stop. Oh, stop.
The dramaturg.
Oh, stop. I'm so flustered for some reason. I'm not usually here. Hi, everyone. My name is C. I use they, them pronouns. And I play Artibus, I play Oka, I play Rune, I play Litany, and I play silly little games with your silly little heartstrings. And you can find me across the internet at C Plays RPG. Usually I am backstage doing music and doing producing and fighting tech gods and demons alike. But tonight, I'm here to be the biggest fan of the Chaos crew and to get us started. I don't know. I get to... If you're part of our Patreon, you know that I kind of have done in the past our little Patreon mission debriefs. So I feel like that's my like state of being, but I'm also kind of here just to have fun, which we're here to do. We're here to have fun, play it cool, blab, yap, and chat.
Would you say it's your calling?
You know, it's interesting you say that, Kai. It is both my calling and my expression, I think.
Wow.
In equal measure.
Wow, okay.
Wow.
And I can pass it over to you, Connie, to get us started if you like. If you want to lead, I know you told
more
us
than happy to lead
what we were doing right at the beginning. You were talking about intros, but Baba was right in front of me, and I was getting a stream back online. So I nodded and I said, "Yeah, that sounds good," but I didn't hear you.
So you didn't hear me. Okay, that's okay. I'll take it away from here.
I didn't hear you, no.
So don't worry about it. We are gonna first open our little yap sesh with a real easy question, which is about our goals for 2025, our resolutions for the new year. I'd like to just open the floor and ask you all, do you have any goals or resolutions for 2025? Whether they're very small or very big.
I'm gonna do the best I can with what I got.
Great
That's so
resolution.
good. That's so
an
good,
excellent
actually.
resolution.
That's really good.
It's a good resolution.
Yeah, that's all it's coming this year.
Listen, I think that's all that needs to come this year. Do the best you can with what you got. I'm feeling very much in a similar boat. I get very wistful and very emotional positive about the new year. I really like it, which is why I'm so excited we get to do this. And so I'm very much in a similar boat. And I was reflecting the other day because we've been off for a few weeks. And I was taking a lot of time to rest. And I was sitting there, and it was like my 7th day of rest in a row. And I was like, wow, I'm still tired. Is this burnout? Is this burnout? And I've been dealing with that for like two months, you know? And I was like, man, it's been 7 days of me laying down and doing hobbies. Am I burnt out? Am I still burnt out? And then I thought about it. And I was like, okay, well, what do I spend my time doing, right? Transplanar work, a lot of other work, freelancing, lots of other stuff. And then I was like, transplanar work, well, we've taken breaks. And then I was like, well, the show has taken breaks. But in all of those breaks, Connie and I are usually doing Godkiller, the extra stuff. And I was like, I think it's been 5 years of nearly weekly episodes with very few breaks. So one of my New Year's resolutions from the chorus down reminiscent, to rest more, to do more rest is something that I want to do more, as a way of also doing art. That rest is a necessary part of art, as we know. So I had that realization in the last few weeks where I was like, wow, it's been 5 years of making weekly episodes. But also, I have no choice, I feel, as an artist. If I wasn't doing art, then I don't know what I would be doing. And I don't want to have been doing anything that I would have been doing, but I also need to lay down more, which is why I'm glad we're having community night. I'm rambling now.
Honestly, that's a new Transplanar merch idea right
Ooh.
there. A tank top that says "Do more rest."
Do more
Oh,
rest.
hell
Do
yeah.
more rest. Max, Daisy, are you in the
Look at
chat
you.
right now?
Yeah.
Can you design that for us real quick?
I'm gonna get
Napping
him. I'm
bear.
A real
Get him on the
like a
line.
real rough
texting him
cut.
right now. Texting him right now.
Yep.
My husband.
That's actually like really in line with one of my biggest goals for 2025 too, is like not only do I work constantly, and if I sit still for too long, I think I start to die. And that's bad, and you shouldn't feel that way. But also, more importantly, I don't know how many of you even know this, but like a little mood killer, but I got like super sick at the end of last year. I got really, really sick. Staph is nothing to, or sepsis, the other one. Sepsis is nothing to play around with, and I got really, really sick during our hiatus, and so when I got sick again a couple weeks ago, I was like, oh, why am I so tired? Oh, wait, I'm still recovering from being very, very ill, and being kind to your body is like a huge deal. And so one of my biggest goals for 2025 is to be nicer to myself and kinder to me body. Yeah, that's like the big one is like carving out time where I'm just gonna sit on the couch and do nothing.
Yeah, I'm
Love
also
a hobby.
I'm also in
Yeah,
a similar
that's-
boat for resolutions. I noticed that last year I barely had time for myself and or barely socialized. Because when I think about how much socializing I actually did, I'm pretty sure the most socializing I did last year was when I traveled to Big Bad Con and visited my husband. And that was like the most I also like left the house and did things. So I was like, that seems to be a problem. So my big resolution for 2025 is to carve out more like personal time for myself, not only for rest, but also to like rejuvenate and sustain personal relationships.
Isn't that also rest? Isn't that also rest?
I guess it is.
Your
Community
other parts
rest.
of yourself?
Community rest.
Yeah, community is part of it.
That's true. That's what my goals are.
Mhm.
What about you,
Y'all
Con?
can just at me next time. Y'all didn't have to like subtweet. Y'all could have just been like, "This is specifically about Sam," and I just would have went, yeah. But you just called me out, so that's cool. Totally fine. No worries.
We do it because we love you.
Everything's fine over here.
We're all in the
Everyone-
same boat, is what I'm learning.
Yeah, everyone in
We
this
are.
chat is
You ever
tired.
find a group of people. You ever find a group of people that just get it. You don't really got to do much. You just be present, and they just understand.
Yeah, I'm kind of,
Chaos.
I mean, this will come as no surprise to anyone, but I'm in a very similar boat as all of you, constantly fending off burnout, like, get back, woman! And, the TikTok sound. Out of context, it makes me sound like a huge misogynist, I'm sorry. But...
Connie
I
Misogynist
think
Chong
my-
2025.
no! No!
Not this one.
Damn,
I
that's
think
how
my
we starting
biggest-
out the new year, Connie. Damn.
My biggest resolution to myself is probably to develop sustainable consistency. That has always been my biggest Achilles heel ever since I was a child. I think I've really struggled with ideas of discipline versus sustainability, the overlap of it, and, struggling with feeling like a failure if I'm unable to be quote unquote disciplined in a way that looks very specific. This idea of like, oh, you haven't achieved X because you weren't disciplined enough. Like you didn't get Y because like, you weren't able to commit to this thing and that's why you failed. So I think like something I will very often do is I'll set extremely high goals for myself that are really, really hard to meet within a very specific time frame. And if I don't meet them, then I'll feel like I did not succeed, even though I've done a lot of things. Like something that was really eye-opening, actually, for those of you who are subscribed to our Patreon, was me sitting down and writing our like Patreon end-of-year retrospective and like just going through the months of 2024 and seeing all the things we've accomplished and all the things we've done, right? Not just like in terms of like viewership or like awards that we did. We did kind of kick ass in both categories last year. Let's go, winners of the first place of the Audio
World
Fiction World Cup.
champions.
World
World-
champion.
World
baby. Hold on,
champions. Y'all are looking
this
at world
flex moment.
champions.
Take a minute.
Right now.
This
Just
is
take a
flex
minute.
moment, not
We
gonna
have to
lie.
have, you
Our
all have to be
first
really
time ever.
nice.
Yeah. I'm very, very proud of us for that. It was also such an extremely stressful process. And while we were in it, I found very little joy in the process of applying to stuff and doing things. I actually, C and I, right before we hopped onto this, I was making C watch Last Chance Kitchen and Top Chef season 10. Because it's the season that Kristen Kish like wins, and she's like the face of Top Chef. Now, if you're not familiar with the Top Chef world, this doesn't have to mean anything. But basically, a character says something like,
I love that you call them a character. It's a
I
reality
used-
TV show, but
"Yo,
I
oh my
love
God, you're right.
that.
Of course,
It's
going
like-
to say
I mean, technically, it's reality.
They do
I
actually-
was say reality
Yeah,
TV show.
it is a
It's
character.
definitely a character.
Definitely a
Definitely.
character.
Yeah.
Love that you said it like that, though.
one of the chefs, one of the top three, the finalists, I think her name is Brooke. She was talking about how like there's always a gap between like the end of Top Chef and then the finale of Top Chef. They like send the chefs on like a 6-week break or something. She was talking about how like she went back to the kitchen like during that break and how she was like really struggling to find joy, and how like the running the business like 10% of it was the cooking, which she loves, and like the other 90% was like administrative, marketing, publicity bullshit that like drains her soul. And she was like really struggling to find the joy in what drew her to the restaurant business in the first place. And I just found myself really resonating with that a lot while like looking back on not just 2024, but everything that brought me up to this point. So I think for me, consistency and sustainability, it, also for me is like cultivating practices of discovering joy again for like the creation of the work. because for me, like, that is the most important thing, like, to be able to find reasons to keep making the art that I love. And there are so many reasons. There are 4 of them right here sitting in this call with me. But, you know, it's also really hard to, you know, especially as someone raised to crave external validation, you know, instead of like having a solid internal process, right? For like for holding on to self-worth no matter what's happening outside. I think that's something that's really important to me that I need to work on for this year.
Damn, that gifted kid to TTRPG
Ow.
pipeline is
Okay.
Okay.
We're all
Okay.
here.
We are all in this call.
Jesus.
Oh, honey. Ooh.
Yeah.
Right out
In
the
the
gate.
first
Felt-
week.
Okay.
Felt, Connie. Felt.
Yep.
Yeah.
Felt, heard,
Shots fired
and
at
held.
everyone.
Quite literally.
So that's actually a question I have for all of you, is what do you all want to see in the new year? Like, what are you trying to invite into your lives for 2025? And outside of your own lives too, what do you want to see in the world, in your communities?
Ow. Oh, big.
Well, we said it already, but I'd love to see a free Palestine first and foremost.
Hell
Free
yeah.
Palestine.
Hell yeah.
First and
Free
foremost.
Palestine.
100% at the top.
At the
Top
top.
Free Palestine.
At the top.
Free Palestine, free Lebanon.
Free Yemen, free IET,
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
free Hawaii. I'd
Free
love
Hawaii.
that. Damn, I really gotta. I gotta think on that. To be honest,
I got
Connie.
one.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Okay, go.
To bring it around a little among all of that, also, like, I want to see community, capital C community, and to be without the less of a direct need for the kind of unsustainable systems that we have to live in now, because the more community we have and the more we can depend on each other, the less we need some of these very imbalanced systems of power. And it's something that I've been thinking about a lot lately, is like how much I get to succeed because of the communities that I'm in, with all of you, with other people that I have here, with just like capital C community. To me is not only a way to be less complicit in the oppressions of our world, but also to like hold each other and hold care for what we can do with and for each other, including things like rest and art and all of that, but also like food and uplifting people who maybe are struggling. And so things like mutual aid and all of that stuff is always very important to me, and to see a more overt practice of that in the coming year, where we need less and less of the systems that are failing us.
It's
I've been saying this for a while now, but it does really feel like we are in the death throes of American empire. And I don't know how long those throes will last. It could be 5 years, it could be 50, it could be another 100. But like, while the empire is thrashing and clawing, there's going to be a lot of death, there's going to be a lot of tragedy, and we're going to have to be there for each other.
Yeah. And it feels like such a you can look at it in a macro lens or in a micro lens, right? Like this also boils down to our like lived day-to-day lives, even in tabletops, right? What that looks like, what that means, what it means. And I've been thinking so much about like the things I want to see in the tabletop world, and also like in my own arts creation, where there are so many different branching points that I want to like think and talk about, of like how we make art, why we make art, how we view art, and how we talk about art, and how we are in community about art too, right? And something that I would really like to see in 2025 and in all following years is I know what I'll be doing is I'm intending to shift focus away, I think, from like kind of like what we were talking about before, these like contests, right? These contests, these like ways of ranking and viewing and reviewing and this, that, like doing all the other things about art, which I find not very fruitful for myself. Like I said this yesterday, which I find very silly, but it's also very true, of like, I hate competing. I hate being in competitions, but I love winning. And it feels really good to win, but it also feels really bad to compete. is something that I've learned. I don't like it very much at all, and I don't find it a very fruitful way to talk or think about work, specifically tabletop RPGs right now. And I think that I'm maybe in the minority for some people who really want more reviews, really want more critical analysis. And I'm not saying that I don't want critical analysis and I don't want reviews necessarily, but I also think that I would really like to focus on how and why people watch tabletops and figure out ways to make that community stronger. Insofar as like, there are certain ways and certain rules that we have in our spaces about how people can talk to us about our own work, right? If you're in our Discord channel, you would be familiar with these. And I also think that there's still a ton of work that needs to be done within fandom communities and within like spaces to combat things like anti-Black racism, sexism, transphobia, like all of these things that are still super prevalent even in like tabletop communities and like fan communities globally. For like every time I see any show happening, it's there, right? Arcane. Like anything that's come out recently, I'm like, yeah, wow, this is really rough, y'all. And I'm thinking, and I'm constantly thinking about ways that we, as creators of the work, interact with fan spaces and interact with how we make our own media, because there is some kind of resonant response, right? Where we have a response to how people view the work that we make, right? And oh no, I lost Sam. We're all in different spots now, and I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm C now.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh wait, who am I? Who am I?
Everything got
You
You're still
are
Kai.
Kai.
I'm
You're
still
still
me.
Kai. You're still
I'm
Kai.
C,
Sam.
I'm special.
I'm Sam, and
Val is
Kenkubot is Val now.
Kenkubot is Val.
Welcome
I never
to
I
the
did my
to the
preferred
chat.
form.
I never realized I'm a little guy.
You're a little,
little
Corbett
guy
guy,
maxing.
my favorite.
Let me see.
Yeah, I think Sam's just a BRBing is stepping away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
unlike
It's all good.
VDO, which is what we usually use, we
Yeah.
really gets messed up for community streams.
Don't mind me as I go and change the lore very quickly.
No, go on, Val. What are you changing? Go on.
Never. Your brain is too big to change the lore. I say change the lore as if we aren't exactly in tandem with all of the crimes and tragedies that we weave. We're all just like, oh, but what if we did this fucked up thing together, though?
What if we made it worse? What if we made it worse?
Make it
What if we
worse.
made it worse?
Again.
I love making things worse. See, I just wanted to like +1 everything you were saying. I know we've talked about this privately before, just you and me. And I also really dislike competing, especially when it comes to art. Hi Sam, welcome back.
Nice.
It's all good. It's so fine. I really dislike, because how do you even evaluate that, right? And and who is judging the art and against what standards and what makes them an expert and why do I give a fuck about their opinion? But also like it's nice to be recognized, right? And like there was a desire to submit to WebFests this year, so we were able to like get our stuff together and do it. I'm not sure if we're gonna do it again in 2025. Maybe, especially like Last Hope and stuff. It would be nice for Last Hope to get some recognition in that way. So I guess we will. But like, I know we won the Audio Fiction World Cup, which is great, and we like won a lot of like best series awards, like 5 of them I think, and we got like 5 more craft awards, which is really great. But there's always like no shade, but like why are all the other nominees, like why are so many of them all white? Like why are so many of the projects all white? Why are so many of the projects all white, all cis, all male? Like, why are... You know what I mean? And I'm just like, so who's even applying to these contests? Like, why are we the only... You know what I... Like, of course there are other projects out there that are diverse, but I'm like, who's getting the shine? Who has first of all, the money to apply to contests? Because every single one of these places takes a fee. Some of them are fat fucking fees, like, especially for, like, multiple categories. And who has the time? Because let me tell you, the fucking time involved to cut together the contest reels, and every single contest has different specifications for how long the reel is and what should be in the reel. Is it audio only? Is it like video? How should the captions be formatted? How long? Like this, and that. It's exhausting.
Also, trying to turn a show into a 30-minute reel that's supposed to show everything and give you all your awards while making sure every person gets the right shine and the background, like that it sounds good also and is cohesive, it's nightmare work. Nightmare work.
Yeah.
Terrible.
For actual plays, I will say it's not just even about who has the best show, it's about who's able to cut together the best reel, because that is what the judges are looking at. So it's about who actually has the best editor for your reel. That's what, and I think that our reel was about Arc 1 of the Chaos Protocol, and I was able to, and I sat down, we were able to kind of pull together scenes from Arc 1 that told a cohesive story in 30 minutes. Spoilers for Arc 1 of the Chaos Protocol, the beginning, the middle, and the end of it. Okay. That was about death. So we framed it as this is a story about grief and tragedy, about the Chosen One dying. But before the Chosen One dies, she goes on a journey. And this is all the things that happen in the Wild Sea. And we did all of the most emotionally impactful scenes that we thought, should go up on the reel. But C and I had the pleasure of going to New Jersey for the New Jersey Web Fest because we were able to just drive up or down. It doesn't matter. We were able to drive to New Jersey down. Okay. We were able to drive down to New Jersey.
Here's something trivia that will be on the test in the future. So just know this. Connie is horrifically bad at geography. For a world builder and GM, so bad it sometimes frightened me. Did you know, Connie, I'm really gonna, this is a full sidebar. Did you know Connie didn't know that New York City was an island?
Connie.
Hey,
Connie.
love you so much. What?
Connie.
I've never been to
I
New
thought Long
York.
Island was an island. C showed me
It is an island.
a map of
Connie,
New York the other
I'm gonna
day.
hold your hand very gently. I'm gonna take your hand and put both of my hands on top of yours when I say this. Do better.
Chat.
I thought New York City was a city on the coast.
Why is chat with you?
Like Boston.
Why is chat with you on this? What's happening?
On, chat. What?
What's happening?
Chat.
No, see,
Thank you. I'm vindicated.
Connie,
Chat,
Connie,
I'm
you've
also
seen
gonna
New
hold your
York in
hand very
movies and
gently when
television.
I say
It is
this.
not on the shore. They're not shooting it from the ocean side.
There
They're
is
shooting it from
water.
across the rivers. They're shooting it from across the rivers.
But where does the
As-
water come from?
As a New Yorker,
Connie.
born and raised, the amount of anxiety and stress and flare up
I'm
that
in
you just gave
California.
me.
Okay, it's okay. I know
Is-
now. I've looked at a map because C and I have been watching Elementary a lot, and it's set in New York City. So they talk about Queens and Brooklyn and all the boroughs all the time. And this actually came
Even
about.
though they
C
did not
discovered this
film it
because
in
we
New
were
York.
watching. They didn't? I didn't know that. That's so funny. I'm surprised. Really? Anyway,
New York
wow,
State
it's all
is
green
a
light.
state, but it also has an island that's attached to it. I just
Multiple
saw that in the
islands,
chat, and I
right?
just had to point that out. It is a state,
There's
yes,
Staten Island
but there
and
is an
Long Island.
island
Yeah.
that is
It's on.
sector that is also part of the state.
Oh my god, Connie, what's happening?
Okay. Because sorry, my camera was glitching, so I had to restart it.
Oh,
but
no, good. They
anyway,
actually did
my
film
map
it in New York.
map
I
apology aside. Oh, good. Okay, good. That's what I thought. Because I was like, this
It's
looks
one of the
really
rare
New
ones from the
York.
era where they actually filmed it in New York.
Where they actually filmed on location. Yeah, okay. Anyway, going back to New Jersey. So C and I had the pleasure of watching some of the other submissions in New Jersey. This is both audio fiction, so podcasts, and also short films and stuff, as well as video actual play, right? And it kind of really stunned me, the sheer gradient of the different approaches to putting together the reel that different creators had, that I was like, how do you even judge this? Because these creators put together a reel that focused on the mechanics. These creators put together a reel that focused only on a single character out of a cast of 7, right? And these and I'm like, wow, how do you judge this? There's no way. And all of these different shows are going out to different festivals who have different judges who will bring different assumptions and baggage and have different degrees of experience when it comes to evaluating actual plays. I just think that's really interesting. And I don't know if the correct response is to say we should standardize judging. Because I don't actually know. Because my beef isn't with actually the judging process. It's with the fact that we are stack ranking art as a whole.
Sorry. My beef.
You may speak. I'm done.
Sorry.
Yeah.
My beef is with the people who are overwhelmingly the people creating and upholding the standards of judging are white, and they are bringing
White
in
dudes.
history. White dudes.
Cis white dudes.
And they're bringing that standard of production. and art making, generally speaking.
One of my general beefs with most of this stuff, and like I've been deep down my cosplay rabbit hole, if you've been seeing what I've been ranting about on social media, but competitive cosplay was the first place I started thinking about this, and it just jumped straight over to actual play, which is the people who are judging it actually don't have enough information to judge on skill, on craft, on merit, on any of it. And so it's just a matter of who they like the most. It ends up being the same thing that everyone worries about with all awards ever. Hate to break it to everyone, gonna break the magic right now, but the Emmys and the Golden Globes are about gift baskets, not about the actual content of the media. So
Hear, hear.
Yep.
At the end of the day, like judging art is very rarely, this goes back to my whole feeling about critique versus review and all that stuff as well, which is that judging art should only be done by the people who know it, make it, and understand it, which means that like the only way to fairly judge all of these people is to know what the craft actually is. And if you're judging it off of a standard based on how people watched actual play a decade and plus ago, you're not judging the art. You're judging it based off of an old standard that doesn't exist anymore. It'd be like saying, I'm not speaking in MLA format. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't, it's not a real thing that people care about. So you can't judge it. I also have a huge, deep hatred of competitive cosplay. Respect to everyone who does that stuff, but like, I could never, because that's not why I make it. Same with this stuff. It's not why I make it.
And that is
That's
exactly
really how I feel,
why
too.
we don't allow people to give like critique or judgment in the Discord server, because it's like, because you honestly love y'all in the chat, but you have no idea what we're doing. Like 90% of the time, which is so fine. And you don't have to, and it's not the point, right? And as the dramaturg, I'm given notes after every session because I do know what's going on, right? And that's part of the reason, because exactly like what you're saying, Kai, is once you get to the point where there's no way to actually judge this and it just becomes a contest of popularity, bam, your internal biases are going to start flaring out like you would not believe. And I watch it all the time, watch it constantly, right? And this is the difficult place to walk of like, yeah, hey, like you can have a favorite character, but what does it say about you, the world, and everything in it if your favorite character is always the thin, white, moody, like, character, right? Like, every time. When you are always, Sam, I see you coming in here, and we've talked about this a lot, but like when you are always villainizing the black woman in every show, looks at you, Arcane, looks at you, every piece of fucking media that's ever been made, looks at you, Interview with a Vampire, like, it is where those internal biases start to flare in ways that are, I think, very difficult to then get into. And then I'm like, actually, I don't care about your opinion.
Which is, I think, why the fact that we won the World Cup, I was not expecting at all. I wasn't expecting us to get as many wins as we did. It's honestly, I think it is a testament to how good the show is and how good the reel we were able to put together is ultimately. That talent, that skill, that hard fucking work was able to shine through to most of the judges, because not all of the places we had nominations in gave us the win. And it was really interesting to see which places did and which places didn't. Not to bring this all back to Top Chef. But I was telling C about this, how Top Chef historically has had a huge sexism problem, where like on its 10-year anniversary, I think there had only ever been like 2 female winners, like quite a few female finalists, not a lot of female winners at all. Even though there are like quite a lot of like the pool is pretty 50-50 between men and women who compete. So a lot of people are just there many random reasons for why this would happen, but ultimately, there is another Food Network show called Tournament of Champions, and as of like 2 years ago or something, 4 out of 4. It's a key feature of Tournament of Champions is that it is blind tasting. They do not see the chef that makes the food. 4 out of 4 winners are women. So I'm just like, so many of these competition shows, and I think of like APs as contests, is about like what we consider culturally, like now I'm thinking APs, like what is considered good GMing? Like what is a charismatic GM? Why is the thought for most people when they say game master like a white guy with a beard, most likely sitting behind a screen and being like the master of the universe, right? Or like a man in a hood, like a man in a hood with his, like doing man things and narrating the world.
Doing man things?
Connie, I've seen
Weird.
this TikTok of yours. I've seen this TikTok. You did.
And I'm just like, I can try my goddamn best to GM and like be known out there as a game master, right? But people are only ever going to think of me as the diverse GM or as the trans GM or as like the Asian trans GM, right? Like I see the lists that come out of people like talking about like who's your favorite GM, and they'll be like white guy, Abria, white guy, and the people will be like, okay, any non-white guys, and they'll be like, Abria, that Connie person, yeah. Who else?
I shouldn't have laughed
Jasmine, maybe
out loud. Like that.
And I'm like, I'm just so fucking sick of it because like we are more than just the diverse pick, Like maybe we should be like obviously there's a reason why we call ourselves all trans people of color led, because I'm really proud of the fact that we are all transgender led by people of color, But we just tell really fucking good stories, and some people can't get over their own goddamn racism and transphobia to give us a chance. I can't tell you how many people I've met who have told me like, wow, I love what y'all do. I've never seen any of your shows because like I'm cis. I'm like,
All right, this is the perfect.
I have to go.
Perfect
I have to
segue.
Come on,
Actual-
Val, I'm
This
ready.
is the perfect segue
Sam,
to
come on.
the thing
I'm here.
to what I want to see less of this is what I'm trying to manifest in 2025 and see less of is especially in TTRPGs and actual play spaces. I literally just had a thread about this a couple days ago, so this feels very culturally relevant. We were having a conversation about on like Blue Sky about all white casts in APs and how that should be left behind. My whole thing with that, and like incredible folks like Northern Ali and a bunch of other folks have already like put their amazing 2 cents on it, and the thing that I see more of is actual buy-in from the TTRPG and AP space as a whole. And what I mean by buy-in is don't just do the kind of like surface level structural like shifts within your APs. Don't just throw in a personal color without actually changing without actually changing the culture and the framework upon which that you're basing your entire production on. Number one. Number two, on a more kind of like micro scale, my challenge to a lot of my white counterparts within not just AP space but in TTRPGs in general is I really need you to let go of some of this shit right now. It's 2025. And whether that is I love what y'all do. I hate that sentence, actually. I hate that sentence, actually. Because you would not say that to Dimension 20.
Say it.
You are not
Speak
going
it.
to Dimension
Yeah. Speak
20
it.
and saying, I love what y'all do. Because you say, I like your show. I like this campaign. I love this story, these characters. That's what you say to Dimension 20. That's what you say to Critical Role and some of these bigger productions, right? But when you come to shows like Transplanar, when it comes to shows like Bad House RPG and all these other like productions that are trying to do specific things within specific ethical, cultural, and genuinely just like good frameworks in which to operate one's own production, it is, oh my god, I love what y'all do, which is code.
You mean the othering?
Yeah,
I
was gonna say it. Literally, it harkens so innately to me of like navigating through life as a Black woman and having to learn how to read in between the lines of that of statements like that, right?
Yeah.
Because like you said, it's not, you wouldn't go up to like a Matt Mercer or Brennan Lee Mulligan and the work that they do.
And I'm never
the way that
advocating
they do
that
it.
you should say that to them.
No,
you should say that to anyone,
absolutely.
right?
No,
like,
correct. No, I'm with you 100%.
exactly.
Yeah, they would never actually do that.
Yeah.
But it's just a matter. It very much reads like, oh, what you do is different because of the
Yes.
world perspective that you take
Exactly.
on your storytelling, right?
Mhm.
When it gives like I have a black friend, so I can't be
Yeah.
racist, right?
Yeah,
Like
it is.
that's exactly how it reads to me in that regard.
Yeah, exactly. It
being
is
like,
deeply frustrating
"Oh,
for our show.
it's different because you're XYZ," instead of it just actually being a story. Being who I am, I've had to dig deeper past surface level of the media that I consume to find things
Yes.
that relate to me as a
Exactly.
person of color, because all I've seen growing up is whiteness, right? Is
Yeah,
white
exactly.
cisness, right? So I've had to dig deeper beyond the surface level of things that were given to me to find things that relate to me as a person of color in the medium that I watch. If that is
Exactly.
something that I learned how to do at 2-3 years old, at 1 year old, why you as a grown-ass person right now can't take a look at the product that I'm putting out
Exactly.
right now and do the exact same thing.
Exactly. And that
I have
that
so
is-
many feelings about that.
That's a
Go
deeply
ahead, Val,
frustrating
go
thing for me with Transplanar RPG is, yes, we do all. It feels like a lot of the admiration and stuff like that, and praise sometimes comes from a recognition of, rightly so, the recognition of the culture that we have and the ethics and our work ethic that we have, which is good, and I appreciate it. I am begging for a further deeper analysis to the work that we do. Okay, we are telling, other than the fact that we are, an all trans POC led cast, crew, and production, we are telling deeply human stories about the nuances of good, evil, that is anti-colonial and anti-orientalist, right? Like we are telling specific human experiences that, like, we're not. I don't know. That's one thing I want to see less of, is that kind of like sentiment of like, oh, I love what y'all do. And to go even further is, when you feel that way, white allies, or white allies in inverted commas is what you'd like to call yourselves, is that oftentimes what I've also noticed in the AP space in 2024 alone, how many incidences do we have? 3-4 different bad actors talk about in something coming out in one way or another, where folks' access to opportunities, folks' access to accolades and things like that is immediately disqualified on the basis of their marginalization. We saw this a lot, especially throughout the award circuit, of the how, whether said in quiet rooms or things being revealed through receipts and scandals, the amount of, if I'm being honest here, unchecked racist vitriol towards the accolades and recognition of productions helmed by marginalized people being put on, right? And so my challenge, and the thing that I'd like to see more in 2025, is less of all of that. I would like for my white counterparts to not only like engage on a structural level, on a surface level, superficial level of including POC voices within your productions, but also to like, hey, interrogate what it means to have chemistry at a fucking table. Chemistry is not just having your friends, by the way. Chemistry is not just about having your friends. Number one. Number two, why is meritocracy always all white? Why is it the second that we talk about meritocracy, it disqualifies POC?
Yep.
I wish I
That
had
happens.
that,
I saw that.
a sound button with a gunshot. Just
Yeah.
I'll add it to the soundboard. Hold on, I got this.
You got this.
Yes. See, while you're doing that, I'm sure many of us are thinking of Norden's thread on Blue Sky about quote retweeting someone talking about like moving into 2025, let's have like less all white productions, which I do agree with. And I also agree with what Norden said, basically about how a lot of tables aren't ready
Not
to
ready.
like not be all white because they haven't like done the work to interrogate what that would actually mean to bring on more people of color onto their production, and like how that's a really difficult, long, nuanced conversation. See, I want to hear what you have to say about that. I just really quickly want to get my own 2 cents out about that, which is I have like a longer blog post about this coming, I'm sure, and I might even put it on our Patreon. You know, because one of my resolutions is to start a little newsletter on our Patreon. And I think that there are going to be some productions helmed by some people who are just not going to be at a place where they are able to work with people of color without letting their own racism create bullshit. And I mean that in a judgmental way and in kind of like a neutral way too, because I'm like, come on, like you have to be exercise some degree of reflexivity here to recognize I would much prefer a white person go, hey, I actually don't know if I'm able to be reflexive and nuanced enough to be able to work with people of color in a way that doesn't endanger them or make them do a bunch of unpaid fucking labor and put them through my bullshit, right? If you're a white person, you're able to come to that conclusion, you're ahead of 99% of the rest of your peers. Like you genuinely are. And I think that a lot more white helmed productions and aspirational white projects what they should do instead of making your thing take all of the money, take all of the labor you have, all of the skills you have as a video editor, as a producer, as a podcast editor, whatever, and donate it to a project led by people of color. Mm-hmm. You know, give that money to a project that is actually helmed by, marginalized folks, specifically people of color, and fucking do it. Because to me, that is what equity is. That is what actual accomplishment, being an accomplice means, and being an ally means to me. Yeah. Because I come from my actual community that I've grown up with, and my understanding of anti-racist work is first and foremost, white people need to learn how to decenter themselves from the conversation. And it's not just sit down, shut up, and listen. It's also sit down, shut up, and do work. Like labor, and you will not be recognized for this work. You will not be recognized for this work. You will not be
not going to get a cookie. No one's going to give you a pat on the back.
You're not going to get paid for this work, but you do it because it's the right thing to do, and that is about that is equity, right? And I have been in situations where I have asked for the bare fucking minimum for white people that I thought I could trust. Of just seeding space, asked in a very nice way, or gave them an opportunity on a golden fucking platter to be an ally, and they have made it such a huge problem, you know? And also so I'm coming from a place where the actual white people in my community, and there's a reason why there are very few. C is the only white person I think, that I'm regularly, actively. C is our token. Actively communing with. Because, they have demonstrated repeatedly that they're able to take that back seat and do the labor and do the work. And consistently, that is key, consistently and regularly show up in ways that we both ask for and that they are able to anticipate without having to ask us what we need.
Exactly. The second half especially.
Without it being paternalistic, condescending, or looking down on us, right? So those are my 2 cents right now. I have a lot more thoughts about it, but it's just that's energy I want to leave behind in 2024.
Absolutely.
And I'm inviting well-intentioned white people in the space, especially those who are running successful Kickstarters, making millions of dollars, who have a ton of followers. But if you look to your left, you look to your right, everyone here is Snow White. Maybe you should.
I have a very
take a Sam. Take a Sam.
Ping to tag on to the end of that. Plus wanting everything that you just said, Connie, but I also white people in this space, please. I want you to hear me. Pay very close attention. I need you to do the work outside of the space. Listen to me when I say it. This is what I'm talking about. Hold the people in your lives accountable for their bullshit. It's not just you yourself reflectively doing this work. If you are going to step into a space where you are going to be one of the powerhouses or whatever the fuck you want to call it. If you're gonna be the top of the food chain in a space and you're taking on people of color and other marginalized people, when you see in your own community that ire being targeted towards them, that's not the time to sit there and shut the fuck up. That's not the time for it. That's the time for you to stand 10 toes down behind this person to make them feel safe, to make them feel as if they are rightfully able to sit in that space with the rest of you and tell the story that they want to tell themselves innately. It's not enough just to invite people of color or marginalized people to your table. You have to stick up for them. You have to be accountable, not just for yourself, but for the other people that you bring around them as well. No one's just safe with just one person at the table. If I'm sitting at a table and I only feel safe with Connie, if Connie's not there, that doesn't make me safe at the table when Connie's not there. Connie needs to step up and speak to everyone else around the table as well too, so that they can all hold their own candles and hold their own things at task, so that as a community together, we can all uplift and come up together. A lot of people, I've seen it in a lot of spaces. It's very easy to dogpile on the person of color or the minority in a situation whenever someone who you deem is better or more popular or has more clout is getting called to task for the way that for fostering the environment that allows harm to another person. Not cool. Do that work too.
Agree. Also, something that specifically the intersectionality between like people of color and other marginalizations, and doing a lot of time thinking about specifically like disability and access, and specifically where that intersects with people of color. Like, and this goes back to something we said very early on, which is rest and care. Rest and care is not just what you do for yourself. It's a space that you make for other people, and allowing, people like the people you see on your screen, people like hopefully the ones that you are envisioning in your mind, that you care about, like giving them space to need things. So like one of the best things in a sign of a healthy actual play to me is one that says, oh, you don't feel well, we're not playing. That's my home.
Oh my god,
if people don't feel well, we're not playing, because I play with people who
I love canceling.
Like
I love canceling.
You will never hear me say a bad word about someone not being up to performing, especially in an actual play, but even in a home game, holding space for people of color who fight. If you are not a person of color, hear me when I say people of color fight every day. We fight
day.
like it is our entire existence, and the other things you get from us is what we get to do after.
From the second we open our eyes to the second we close them every day. So, and then add on top of that people who struggle with disability, people who struggle with, being other marginalization, chronic illness,
space for them in the world, like hold with care and love, especially your multiple marginalized people, and know that the space you create for them in care and not questioning when they need an accommodation, whether that is captions or transcripts, or maybe they need visuals, or maybe they need to cancel, or maybe you need to do a shorter session, hold space for that. Genuinely is the best thing I ever did for any of my games, and it is a sign of all of the healthy actual plays that I perform in, that if someone doesn't feel well, we don't play. We just don't do it. And I want to see that become the culture, not just the culture that I get to participate in, but the one at home games, because that is, to me, the future. If you want to tell stories with your friends, whether that is a diverse table, which I hope it is, but hopefully you're trying to make space in your life to figure out why that isn't true if it isn't. But care and rest is a part of that. Yeah. And it is for, if you are a person of color, if you are another marginalization, care and rest is part of that.
I want to touch on something that Sam was saying earlier, which is I just am resonating with so hard, And it's why Lumira is my favorite character in Chaos, even though I'm the dramaturg and I should not have, and I don't have a favorite character, right? But I also do. But I also
You're
do.
allowed. That's
you know,
okay.
because because it is my fucking prerogative, I think, like the bare minimum to do as like specifically a white person, as in a lot of ways an audience member, right? To be like, hey, we really need to start unpacking the ways that we talk about specifically Black women in media. Babes, it doesn't matter how diverse the show is. It doesn't matter what the people like. Whoo boy. And that's why I will gun for Lumira every fucking time, because I know that Sam puts in so much fucking work, so much incredible artistry every time. And I think that it is undervalued in this space. I think it is undervalued, genuinely speaking. And I think that there are a lot of things specifically that white audience members are not resonating with because it is not spoken from a white perspective. And that's the point of Transplanar. I think that sometimes white audience members see all transgender and don't read people of color led after, and don't realize that that has just as much of an effect on the story and our values and who we are and the kinds of stories that we tell than as the first part, right? The people of color led, non-colonial, anti-Orientalist world, that's doing the heavy lifting, babes. Like that's the spot. And to be able to see the work and to witness the work and to hold the work takes, I think, as an audience member, intention, time, and reflexivity, right? You really, 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 really need to think about what you say and how you're feeling every fucking time. And that's why we have like the kinds of rules that we do, but every time you really need to be thinking about it, because there is the miasma, right? And we've had dramaturgy meetings about this, like recent ones, about the miasma right now of the villainized Black woman, the sexist pass that Sayir can get sometimes, even though he's doing things that suck, just automatically gets a pass for being a sad boy, and the fetishization and infantilization of Ying-he. And this is my warning to all of you. I will ban you so fucking fast. I don't care if you've been in this community for a long fucking time. I don't care if you've been a fan since day one. If you I will ban you so fucking fast. I need you all to watch what you're saying. And I need you all to be really, really reflexive. And I need you to gun harder for what Sam does in this show. Every time. That's what I'm pulling into 2025. Every time. And this is like, it's my values, it's my solidarity, and it's also what I need when I see my friends do this work, right? As an artist, in collaboration and in community with my friends who are artists, right? Been on my chest for a minute. Had to get that off.
Thank you for saying that, C. No, seriously, because like I feel like you and I see you and me as the main people who run the server, the Discord server, and the main people who moderate it. You in particular are like the one who has historically been the one keeping an eye on like chatter and whatnot, and like 2024 has been a year of challenging things being posted in the server. Like we've had to make new rules because of like patterns of behavior, right, happening in the server. Just like, and the ask here is really not that big. It is just before you press send, just think, is this needed? Is this appropriate? And is this like the appropriate thing to put in the server right now, right? And like maybe the answer is yes, maybe the answer is no. And there is a reason why we have such strong and specific rules of interaction when it comes to our server, which we treat as a home base. You can post whatever the fuck you want, like on your own platform, on your own personal blog. Like that is your prerogative as a user of the internet, right? But like when you are in our home, right, there are specific ways that we will not tolerate being interacted with. And I think overall, like we're saying all these things, but if you actually like look at our written track record on the server, we are actually very nice. We're actually very kind to people who even repeatedly break our rules. We do give a lot of chances and we explain. we always explain why we are asking you to like remove something or edit something or change something. And when people ask for clarification, we clarify. And we assume good faith because that is part of like our server rules. But the fact that it keeps happening from different people over and over and over again, like I am also starting to like kind of lose my patience here. So like it's not like one specific person, just so you all know. Like it is just like it is a recurring thing that happens from multiple places in multiple different contexts. So like Connie would really appreciate it if folks would just like before you just do the small little mental checklist before you hit send, especially if you're like in a place of heightened emotion for like live blogging or watching something and like you're really excited about something or you're really upset about something. Just like, especially if you're upset about something, before you hit send, think, is this necessary? Is this appropriate? And if you're ever in doubt, like save that thing, save it in like a notepad and don't post it.
If I have to see,
maybe come back to it later. Like,
if I see one more person call Fate a bitch, I'm actually going to explode. I need you all to recognize why that's not okay. Can we put on our critical media analysis here and just say, I don't care if she's an antagonist. That was kind of sexist. Okay? Here we go. I don't know where else I was going to go with that. Just really, I mean,
you're right. You can just be right. Just stand there and be right.
I'm standing there and just being, that's right. Jordan, that's so funny. Jordan added block term. Fate is a bitch. That's so funny. Jordan, that's so fucking funny.
D&D Jordan Lee added blocked term. Fate
Somebody,
is a bitch.
I need that screenshot. It's so funny. I'm sorry, that's so funny. Also, go give Jordan like $15, please, everyone, right now.
Please.
Just please. Sorry, that was so fucking funny.
We love
Literally
you.
so funny. Something I would like to leave in the past in 2024 is if we ask you to change something in the rules, or if we have a discussion where we point out, hey, that was kind of sexist. Hey, that was kind of ableist. Hey, like that actually is not appropriate. Please stop leaving the server because that also happens so often that we'll be like in these conflicts, having these long conversations, giving so much information, hours. And like, I would like to have a hobby. Y'all, I have stress streams about moderating this Discord. That's part of rest. No. Stop stressing me out, all of you.
Yes. And the people who just
show up leave once we do it. It is when we give you the labor. Stop leaving.
Stop leaving. Come into our house, take a huge fucking shit on our rug, and C will clean up the shit, clean the rug, and be
don't
like,
even spray afterwards. Just leave.
And they will
leave the door open.
I need everyone to hear me. I need everyone
they don't even
here
give us
to hear me. That kind of care and time that is given to respond so kindly. If you've ever seen any of these messages on our Discord server or on any of our anything, like it's so much care and thought and energy that has gone into it to make it still about community and about you being here with us. And so that time is being gifted to you. The opportunity to do better is being gifted to you. Take it as what it is. It is a gift. It is an act of community, because especially the people who run not only are incredible producers and moderation, but also like here in our Discord, I mean, here in our Twitch chat, like any time that anyone course corrects something that you have done, take it in good faith, take it as the gift that it is. And again, like we've been advocating for, like, take it as a gift to see the world in a slightly better light than the shitty place that whatever that thing came from was. Because, you know, sexist comments, ableist comments, racist comments are not productive for you as a person. So someone is offering you the gift to do better. So do better. That's it. That's all it is.
And I would like to just take a little moment here. I've said this multiple times, and like C and Connie, for the most part, have said it on my behalf, because most of the times these conflicts happen when I'm asleep. But I think it is also equally my responsibility to do a huge clarification here, right, about Sayir as a character. Sayir is my love letter to neurodivergency. He is my love letter to the outcast, my love letter to masculinity. But he is also my exploration of like the trappings of masculinity. He's my exploration of the trappings of self-loathing and all of these other elements. And he's also my process and my exploration of a deeply broken and flawed person finding identity and sense of self and growing. A lot of the things that I want for Sayer is growth and is transformation, right? Which means, yes, he's a sad little meow meow. Yes, we can tee hee ha ha joke about Sayer apologist rising. That's fine. That's fine and fun and okay. No worries about that, and I appreciate your love and support on that. Sayer has made a lot of mistakes, y'all. Not good ones. And not the like, oh, it's a small thing. No, he's wronged people. He's hurt people. He's deeply hurt Lumira multiple times, right? He has deeply hurt Sing multiple times. He's deeply hurt Zion. He's deeply hurt a lot of people. And that is a feature of his character, is that he's coming from this lashing out, biting, sort of abrasive point, and he grows and becomes better. Spoilers for Arc 1 to Arc 3 for the audiences at home right now. We start off with Sayer being the broody, abrasive, like extremely sharp and lashing out type. But in Arc 2 and Arc 3, we're getting like glimmers of a different aspect to who Sayer is, that many of you have pointed out that he is actually a soft man inside when the trappings of everything is shed away. But that's the point, folks, is that's the part I'm exploring. And you have my full permission to be critical of Sayer's actions too, right? I love him and I love the explorations of him. For me, part of it is also the difficult parts, and to show that, hey folks, especially the folks who have made mistakes, because we've all made mistakes, we've all hurt deeply other people. That doesn't stop you from being worthy of love. That doesn't stop you of being worthy of some sort of self-worth and identity. You're still worth that. And Sayer's my huge big banner of like, you're still worthy of love and you're still worthy of growth, change, transformation, and being your truest, most authentic self through that growth and through that change. And you deserve that, and you're not immediately disqualified from it. And I want you to hold him with that nuance, and I want you to hold nuance to the characters around him who also hurt him, because he's hurt other people, and these other characters also hurt him, and they also deserve all that nuance as well.
I have two main big thoughts, and I see that you have thoughts as well. I definitely want.
We're having the same
One
thought.
of them is about nuance, and then the other thought is about Sing. So first, about nuance is, I think there's been a lot of conversations in 2024, and this is something I'm gonna like bring forward into 2025 as well, about kind of like the death of nuance and like the death of critical engagement with media. And I think it is actually a deeply conservative and reactionary thing to only see in black and white. When you are unable to see in shades of gray, I think that's actually a very reactionary response. And like, what I mean by this is, I actually saw a TikTok earlier today from someone who was responding to a comment saying, how can you defend gossip? Gossip is always bad and negative, and you're a toxic person for defending like the concept of gossip. And there's like an Asian woman who was responding to this comment, right? She was like, okay, so first of all, I never said gossip was always good. I just said that it wasn't always bad, because a lot of the time the demonization of the concept of gossip is rooted in patriarchy, in misogyny, because gossip has long often been a method of communication and safeguarding that women have, like gossiping about like predatory men in your community, for instance, right? Like the Whisper Network, right? Because like actual open communication is unsafe, like literally physically unsafe for women in a lot of spaces and societies and across history, right? Gossip can also be a really toxic thing. You can people can talk shit about someone without being forthright, and that can create a lot of problems. Like, both things are true. We should be able to hold multiple truths, often truths that feel contradictory at the same time, because something that I believe is a good principle of writing, and something I believe about people, is that people and characters are consistently inconsistent. And the ways in which we are consistently inconsistent kind of form the fundamental, baselines of who we are. That conflict between want and need, that conflict between our flaws and our goals, right? That conflict between what we want and our own fucked up baggage that prevents us from getting what we want and getting what we need. So Sayer is someone who is noble, and he is giving, and he is a brother, he is a protector, he is also destructive, and he is violent, and he is full of rage and anger and insecurity. Both of these things are true, and it would be a massive disservice to say, well, it's okay that he's like destructive, because he's hurt. No. Right? That's not okay, right? But we can still love Sayir and be a Sayir stan without like brushing away all of the bad things he's done, right? And all of like the negative parts of his character. And it's not a bad thing to have negative parts of your character. It just means that you're a person. We all have parts of ourselves that act out and flare up and hurt other people, and that we wish that we could improve upon. And none of us will ever be perfect. That's okay. That's okay. We should still be able to be in conversation and community with each other. I'm not interested in eradicating imperfections and in sanding off rough edges. I want us to be able to like bump our rough edges against each other without it being like the end of the fucking world. And also, I think it's more interesting that way if we all had rough edges. That's the first thing I wanted to say about nuance. And I think a lot of conservatives, I think a lot of like right-wingers, I think a lot of racists and Nazis and fascists actually like they like really cannot deal with rough edges. They like really cannot deal with nuance, right? They want everything to be perfect and cookie cutter, and like they want to control everything. But that is not possible, and we have to resist that. My other thought was about Sing, which is, C and I have talked about this, and spoilers, like some minor spoilers for like major spoilers for Arc 1 and some minor spoilers for everything after. Is I wanted to make Sing, my original concept for Sing was so much worse than the way that I ended up playing her in Arc 1. I was gonna go, like, not necessarily mean girl, but like I was gonna go full like popular
chosen
girl,
one.
like she chosen one, like really flaunt it, like really like be in it, but also have her be really kind and cool and have to like grapple between all these things. But then like episodes 1 and 2 came out, and I was like, I don't know if I can do that. See, like I genuinely don't know if I will be able to do this in a way that feels good to me as a GM and a storyteller, because I don't know if it will be like received in a way that is legible to the audience. And like I was, ultimately we were like, okay, you know what, just for the cohesiveness of the story, let's just like do XYZ with Sing instead. But like know that there is a version of Sing out there who is like full bubblegum princess, like kind of
so
a
you
dick.
Can make them worse? That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing
Yeah.
you can make them worse. That's my favorite sentence.
Yeah, I can, and I would have.
That's the
but then
Transplanar promise.
Recalibrated. We recalibrated because we're honestly not sure if like this is something that the audience can handle right now, and the amount of work we would have to do we could have still done that, but it would have been so much work for me to like do it in a way that we would then be able to, so
people would feel sad when she died.
Legible.
My
Yes,
constant,
yes, so people wouldn't actually like be dancing on her grave.
Quite literally, that is my number one consistent battle with Lumira going forward throughout this story is like finding nuanced ways. And it kind of harkens back to what we were talking about, and we've spoken about this quite a bit at length during dramaturgy meetings, see, about like, because Lumira is who she is in the story, having to tiptoe that fine line between still being able to completely and effectively tell the story that I want to tell, but also to still leave some groundwork for her to still be, I don't want to say beloved and respected, but to still be able to,
beloved and
for people
respected.
to still hold that, hold that same nuance with her that anyone else in the party gets by definition of them just being who they are. It's always a fun battle for me of like, do I make her worse or do I tone it down
here
just to smooth things?
I want to leave.
Fun battle to play.
For both you, Connie, and you, Sam, I want to leave self-editing for the purpose of the audience in 2024. And I want to unapologetically tell the complicated stories that you want to tell in 2025. And for the
100%.
audience, I want you to do better. I want you to do better at being able to hear, recognize, and appreciate the complicated and nuanced stories of a Black woman. I want you to do better because you're not doing enough right now, I think. A genuine, well-loved critique from me to you watching this right now. I think I could do better. I think the show could do better. I think the audience could do better. I think we could all do better. And that's what I want in 2025.
I completely agree with you. I think that's a great segue.
Jesus Christ.
That a segue to what?
Yeah, a great segue.
What, Connie?
Because we've
To what?
we to Gartic phone. No, we want no. Because
Absolutely not.
to Among Us. Because we've talked about what we want to see in 2025. We've talked about what we want to leave behind in 2024. Before we move on, maybe to like a quick break, recalibrate and come back and maybe like Yap Sesh. I have a really fun survey for you all that I really need us to fill out on stream.
Terrified.
I would love that.
I want closing thoughts from all of you about like things to leave behind and things to embrace moving forward.
Okay.
Feel free to piggyback off of what anyone has said at any point in this conversation as well.
Closing thoughts from me is I think for all of us as a person, as a friend, as a community, as citizens of the world, I really want to invite folks to there's going to be a lot of hard stuff that's going to happen. Like no new year is ever going to just like fix everything from the year before, and I think we shouldn't hold that standard. But the standard I would like that everyone can do in small little ways every single day is practice warmth, community, kindness, and hope. Do not give in to despair. Do not give in to tyranny. I want you to hold your friends and your family, chosen and or otherwise. I want you to be kinder to yourself. I want you to rest. I want you to take care of yourself. And in turn, bring that energy and positivity and love and hope forward in every aspect and small thing that you do. We say this multiple times throughout all of the things we do in Transplanar, that all of our voices will make a chorus, and I do genuinely mean that. And it starts from you. And I want you to hold that hope, that love, that light and community from you. So like my challenge to you, closing thoughts, is send that message to the friend you've been wanting to hang out. Schedule that little self-care date just for you, whether that's going out or staying in. You know, go buy that nice meal that you want. Go make that nice meal that you want. Go visit a friend. Go feed someone who needs it. Do one little thing today, and then one little thing the day after. And I promise the world will be a better place come New Year 2026. So that's my closing thoughts.
Val, do you want to pop it over to someone?
Sure, Kai.
Oh, god damn it, Val. I'm still thinking. You know what?
know.
That's fine. So my big thing that I'd like to leave behind in 2024 is grieving for a person I thought I was. I went through a big change last year, and I have loved every second of it, but there is still, as with all things, kind of going back to complexity that we were talking about in our characters and our stories. We are complex people, and holding space for myself in the grief of losing something that I held very dear, and letting that be something that I hold on to, but acknowledging that it is not who I am anymore. And so that's like my big challenge to myself in 2025, is to be the person I am now, love what I have become, and not look back. And I hope that for everyone, that you can love who you are, where you are, knowing that people change, that things shift, and that you, as you are fine. You don't need to pretend to be something that you are not anymore. You do not need to pretend to be something that you want to be. Be who you are, and walk where you would like to go. I have been walking for a while, and I spent a lot of time during the new year in particular realizing who I was is gone, and that's fine. I'm still the same person that you all know, but I have gone through a big change in the last decade, and I'm very happy with where I am. But I also need to hold the grief that what I thought was there is gone. So yeah, weird. Me talking about loving the grief that you hold never happens.
Unprecedented.
Surprise.
Unprecedented Kai behavior. Yeah. We were talking about really important stuff, and here I am just like, I don't know, that's where my 2024 ended and where my 2025 is now. Yeah, I'm gonna pass it on over to the Lumira. The one, and I need you all to hear me when I say we all love her so much.
I am in.
Lumira, we love Sam. Well,
I'm in love with the both
her.
of them, actually.
It's real.
Yes.
It's real, actually. I don't know if you guys know this, but Sam is actually one of the coolest people you'll ever know.
Yeah.
And Faye is so nice.
No,
and
Yeah,
like,
I
honestly,
literally, I'm on the train.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, we are. You don't see us behind the scenes. We're all just like, oh my god.
I'm
Sam,
sending
stop being
2
literally the
Valentine's
best
Day
person.
cards this year. One is to my husband and one is to Sam. Just like that.
Gay behavior.
Oh wow. Geez, that's a bit overwhelming. Fun fact about me, I have never been able to take a compliment ever. I will run and hide from it consistently all the time. And
We'll get you there.
this group of very gay individuals will not let me run. They actually will strap me down and force me to listen to compliments. So I'm going to be more gracious about that this year. I think what I'm going to do, what I'm leaving in 2025, +1 to what Kai was talking about grieving the person that once was. I've also been through a fuck ton in these last decade of my life. So this year, I am entering I've already entered a new decade of my life, but I think now is the solidification of that. So I'm going to grieve what I've lost, but also at the same time, I'm going to love on, uplift, and encourage what rose from the ashes and what stands here now, because this deserves love too, and more of the love that was given to the previous incarnation of myself. So that's what I'm bringing into 2025 and going forward. I am accepting love of myself, love into my life, love of the people around me, love of possibilities, of hope, of everything that can be good, and being easy on myself, and more importantly, still loving myself and those parts of me when they don't turn out the way it's supposed to be. Still holding myself and being kind to myself when things don't work the way I would like them to.
Sam,
So-
I'm resonating with you on such an Aquarius level right now. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah, you know, it's almost our season.
yeah, the
World
harmonization.
domination. It's happening. Yeah. But that's more love. More love. That's me. What about you, Connie?
To me, Con. What I'm leaving behind is second guessing my gut. Insecurity. And letting other people define who I am, what I do, and what success looks like for me. What I am hoping to see and embracing in 2025. Consistent, sustainable, and pleasurable art making. And love as a practice and an invitation that does not ever have to end. And I'll pass it over to you, C.
You would say something profound and then pass it over to me. I'm leaving the rot, the farm, the fallen leaves. I'm leaving the bones and the skin and the meat that's died. And I'm letting it nourish me. Because I know by this point in my life that I can never just be one thing. And I want to embrace that constant shift and constant reach, where I am always, to put it in a way you would, Connie, always, never, always has been, never will be, farmer, a million lives, addict, performer, artist, and that there is no one way for me to be any of those things right ever, any of the time. I want to tell and find and embrace new, to me, ways of doing things fed by the meat of the things that are rotting and that are no longer serving me. I want to write a book, by the way.
Yeah, we've been talking about that.
I want to write a
I've been
book.
talking about that.
I want to write a
You
book
know,
with
if
the
you ever
person that I
need
love.
Yes, I want.
You
I
never
want
need a
to do.
proofreader. You need
Heard.
someone.
Heard.
Anything.
I
Heard.
can read
know where
it
to
in
find
Ishmael's voice if you want me to. I'll do that for you.
An audio
Hired.
Oh.
Hired, VO.
Yes, thanks.
Listen, I would let you narrate the
What if
First
it was
Blood
Ishmael
novel.
and Lumira?
Oh my
Ooh.
god, that'd be
Audiobook
amazing.
right there.
I'll come and I
Use your
won't
voice.
do guided
Alternate
voice.
chapters.
As a promise.
I'll
Considering
come
that it
in
would
as
be
the Oracle. How about that?
co-written.
Oh, an ooh,
Connie
an
and I.
ooh audiobook voice.
Two houses, both in Washington, D.C.
No.
All right,
The
yeah, that's
fairy
good.
foil
That's
will be way out
good.
And with that, thank you all so much for tuning in so far to our first ever community stream night. We will be back in just about 5-10 minutes. We're going to take a quick bio break. This is a sign
That's
to
key.
you all to get up, stretch your legs, your limbs, your extremities, use the bathroom, get some food, get some water, some snackies. We'll be back soon. We love you all. And we're going to come back with a really chaotic character survey. There's like 42 questions on this thing,
Jesus
and
Christ.
every single one of them is hilarious.
Hell yeah.
Okay, love you all. See you in 10. Fisho. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I almost said to the Chaos Protocol, to this very special community stream, the first stream of 2025. Blah, 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 blah. We hope you were able to have a nice stretch, a nice break, grab some water, go to the bathroom, grab some food, in whatever order that it's natural to you. We're just going to return. What we've got lined up for you all is C has 3 fun little questions they prepared for all of us. And then I have prepared a 40-plus question character survey. If you were around for our first character survey, I think this was like right after Arc 1.
I don't think we did it publicly. It was just us.
Yeah.
No, it was just us.
was it
And,
just
well,
us?
and Connie
It was
did a
just for
TikTok of
us?
it. Connie did a TikTok
Yeah.
of it.
Or I think you were
I
going to
think
do a
so.
TikTok, but no, you did do a TikTok of it.
No, I
we
didn't
just
do
did it
TikTok
during
about it.
I did a
decom.
TikTok.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
did make a
yeah,
TikTok
yeah,
about it.
yeah,
We did it
yeah,
during
TikTok
decom.
about it, yeah.
That's right. Okay, so for context, basically, way back in Arc 1, I made a survey. It was about like 20 questions long, about superlatives, basically. Like, oh, who is the most likely to blank? Who is the least likely to blank? Like, who is the most likely to die young? And everyone filled it out with multiple choice, like wondering, like, and each choice was like a character for the Chaos Protocol. We're gonna do that again. I have over 40 questions. We get to go down these questions and answer it together and see where the survey ends up being. So before we get there, though, C, you've got 3 questions for us. Take it away.
I did. I promised a Q&A, which was potentially misleading because I'm the one with the questions, and I'll also be answering. This is the dramaturg's Q&A, really, while we're having snack time, because in 2025, I'm bringing in that I get to be a little tyrant when I want to be sometimes for fun. So these are my 3 questions.
Only in 2025?
Only in 2025? I was gonna say,
Maybe
yeah.
for
Hold on
the
a
rest
minute.
of time, too. The gods, hubris doesn't work on me. I might just
Okay,
be
the
better
God
than
Killer. Let's.
might be better than anyone else who's ever had hubris before, probably. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's how
my
that
first
works.
question
That's how hubris works.
for all of you is, speaking of, what has been the scariest moment of chaos for you? Scariest pause in your experience so far? Also, this is clearly spoilers for the Chaos Protocol.
Okay.
Spoilers for the
so
beginning of Arc 3.
Mine is fully like one of those moments where I thought I was going to scream and run through this beautiful backdrop that I have. Hello world, Connie. I will never unknow that moment, and it haunts me. It haunts me still. All of you, come with me on this journey in which Connie breaks the 4th wall and frightens all of us forever. I will never unknow. I don't have answers, and I don't like it. I'm still scared. Can you see this face? I'm scared.
Of what?
Look at this. I see you, Connie Chong. I see you.
I love when Connie does something deeply horrifying and then does not explain it for 1 to 2 business years. It's my favorite
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I love Transplanar.
I've
for
been
that
a
reason.
victim of it before already.
It lives rent free up here. I think about it often. Often.
What I will say is working with Humna, and I'm so sad they're not here to like back me up on this. Working with Humna as Arc 3's guest so far, during a decomp, a affirmation they gave me was, because as the guest NPC, they get to know more about the plot than the other players do, because they're like the core NPC of Inferno. And they said after like our first stream was like, Connie, I can see it. The seeds
hated
you are
this
planting that I was
hate it.
unable to see as a player before. Like, I'm seeing the
I
seeds
hate it.
you're planting now that will pay off like stream 16.
This is
Like,
y'all.
during the
This
finale.
is what they
So
do. This is what C and Connie do to us all the goddamn time when we are having production meetings or decom. They'll just say shit like this.
We're just having a nice
Right.
time.
Do you see how stressed
in front of Val
me,
Salami?
Val, and Kai
in front of my
are right
salami.
now? Do you see how they started speaking and all of us immediately just embraced ourselves because this is consistent every
like,
single time.
Spectre in the
threat
chat
that
said
I will not see.
agriculture, and I said agriculture. Spectre Crumbs,
Agriculture.
you're right. Agriculture.
Well, terrifying. Hey, I know how to plant a seed. Don't give me that. But also, like, true ups to the absent Humna. Also, like that's why I
Absolutely.
like playing guest PC, guest NPCs, is because I like knowing all the things. So whenever they say that kind of shit, I'm like, I've been in your shoes. I want to know. Give
I
me
want-
the thing.
I want the knowledge, though.
Tell me.
Well, you're gonna
but
have
please
to
tease
keep
it out forever.
playing,
Tease
my
it out
sweet
forever.
one.
Well, I guess I'll keep playing then.
I
And making funny
guess.
choices.
Puts you in a
That
situation.
may or
Puts
may
you in a
not
situation.
blow up in my face 3 streams later or not. Who knows?
Mine took one.
Okay. My scariest moment of chaos so far. Arc 3 opener, meeting with fate.
That was pretty good, yeah.
I was scared.
I
What
was
it like to
holding
film
the
that with me,
light.
Sam?
Oh my god. Literally.
Because I feel like
was
we
standing.
we hit action and
Little bit of fun behind the scenes. I'm actually in the shot of that scene, but you would never know because I'm inside of a sound blanket trying to hold the camera on Lumira Sam's face. And it is a god's damn miracle that that camera is not trembling because I was scared. You
Yo.
are so real, Sam.
I was holding a lamp
Like
like this sideways so that I would not be seen by 3 cameras. And the whole time I'm seeing this interaction, I was like, thank fucking Christ that you gave us like a vibe lowdown on what was about to
literally-
happen.
I was literally just
gasp
about to say.
audibly.
We were
both
all
were like,
we,
"What?"
Fun fact, we were starting to record. When we started to record, or we were setting up to record that opening scene. I was sitting there and I'm shitting bricks because I know what's about to happen. I've had multiple dramaturgy meetings with C by this point in time. So I know what's getting ready to happen. And I'm shitting bricks. And then I realized that Kai and Val do not know what's about to happen. And they have to record. And I know Kai and Val, they're going to lose their minds if this just
Correct.
gets sprung raw on them. So I was like, hey, y'all are gonna be in this, y'all are gonna be here for this scene. I just want to give y'all a little heads up about what's going to happen. And the look on both Kai and Val's face is imprinted in my retinas for the rest of until I take my last breath on this earth, until I meet Oblivion myself. I will never forget it because the pure horror and shock that was on their faces, and just immediately being like, I'm so glad you told me, because there's no way I would have been able to be normal or be still about that if I had just witnessed that live.
There was a microphone right there, and I would have screamed right into it, ruining
had
the
to lay down
shot
on
for
the-
everyone.
Yeah, I fully had to lay it on the floor before we started
Yeah.
filming. And I'm like running around setting up lights and microphones and everything. And I was like, I have to stop for a minute.
Kai
and
just
lay
laid
down.
on his back in the middle of the floor and just laid there, looking up
Yeah.
at the ceiling for a solid few minutes. We're like, you
Yep.
good, bud? You good? Yeah,
No.
I'm okay.
No.
Give me a little more time. A little bit
No.
more time, please.
and then we had some Panera, and then we were all okay.
Oh,
Yeah, and then we
that's
had Panera.
great.
We were-
Yeah, we were all very,
But I
very
wasn't bad.
angry. But what was it like to film that scene with you, Connie? I think probably the most intimidated I've ever been performing ever. Like not even joking, like all jokes aside, quite literally the most scared I've ever been performing ever in my entire life was that one exact moment. That's why I was
You killed
only
it.
fun fact, I was only able to do one take. The take that you see is the
One
first
take.
and only take of that we've ever done. I could not do it again. Genuinely, I was that shook by it. Because dramaturgy meetings are the best, right? This was such a big moment for Lumira's arc, in not just arc 3 in general, but quite literally the cruxus of her chaos journey altogether. That was a major moment of it, and I felt so heavy in the meaning of that. And I'm also, y'all know, I'm also my absolute worst enemy, and I am so overly critical and self-analytical of the work that I do. And that's
Leave it behind in 2020 or 24.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. But yeah, I was so shook by just making sure it was right and making sure that it held the same weight and gravitas as it's supposed to, because this first big swing is, I don't even know how to articulate it for her, but it was such a big moment, and I wanted to make sure it was done right and make sure that there was like justice that was given to it. And I honestly was not even able to really watch the scene itself until it was like completely done in its entirety. Like, so the first time like I actually saw it was like when you showed us the clip of it finished prior to the beginning of stream, because I could not physically, like, I couldn't handle being back in that position again in those shoes. So seeing it all together really brought a lot of it calm for me, and apparently everyone loved it, so that was also very nice in relation to that
like
too.
It's a surprise.
I was honestly, I ain't gonna lie, I was very worried. I was worried about it.
Same.
I was very worried about it. I didn't think it was gonna be good at all, and I'm glad that it did. But that is absolutely the most terrified I have ever been, hands down, performing like ever. And I've done a lot, and that was by far the scariest.
Genuinely huge ups to both of you, because like being in the room for that was
Same.
one of my favorite.
Oxygen
I've
out of
been
the room.
on set, in the room, on stage, etc. for a lot of really cool stuff. That is bar none one of my absolute favorite, like, being in the space of a performance moments ever.
I held my breath.
Ever.
I held
I
my
don't
breath,
think I
genuinely.
breathed for a huge section of it.
Genuinely.
It was a big privilege, like Kai said, it was a big privilege to share that scene with you, Sam. It was a lot of fun. I mentioned this in a decomp earlier last year, that I really enjoy playing, and this is part of why I really like GMing, because I get to do this a lot, in ways that players also really enjoy. I really like playing characters with a lot of power in a scene. Fate is one of those characters. Willow is one of those characters, for Arc 3, and but it's not my turn yet. Go ahead, Val. Scariest movie.
That's a perfect segue to exactly for genuinely scene with Lumira and Fate is very, very scary, but I'm gonna give a different answer, and that is for the stream I did not attend, which we got a scene between Will Trakar as well as Rhododendron Trakar, and I had to, for context, folks, I was at a airport restaurant catching up on Chaos, watching through it, and as I was traveling, I would try to watch snippets of the stream throughout. So I was at different locations of the airport while watching this episode, and the moment I had to witness Connie look at Rhododendron and be like, sit up straight, I Valiant Dorian on the chair of an airport went, I'm sitting up. I'm genuinely terrified of Will Drakar. I hope I do not get to meet her, but I know I'm going to, because this is the Chaos Protocol, and of course I'm going to meet Will Drakar, and they're terrifying. And Connie is so good at playing characters who hold a lot of power in the scene, especially if they are some sort of like guardian or like maternal figure of some sort. Because my fucking Christ, like watching that interaction between like Rhododendron in the Untitled Self-Portrait, and then watching a similar interaction between Ro and Will in the more recent episodes, I was like, okay, all right, great, good talk. Oh, we're gonna have a normal time talking, I guess, when Strike Team Nowhere inevitably meets you. Okay. So that's the scariest moment for me.
I love playing powerful, flawed women. And I love playing them in a really loving way that doesn't exonerate them, because I think that would do their complexity a disservice. But that also doesn't seek to undermine or humiliate them, which I feel like happens in a lot of media. That write very powerful women, they cut them off the knees, in some way, shape, or form. And that doesn't mean I shy away from tragedy or even death or even necessarily, but like that's really important to me. And that is why the Connie Chong promise, why you should vote for Connie Chong to be your next GM for Transplanar. I'm gonna pretend that this is a democracy. It's a tyranny. Is because I will always portray complicated, flawed, powerful women. Always. And they will be hot, and they will be very complicated, and they will be good characters, and they will be terrifying.
Well,
But also hot.
And also
But
hot.
also hot.
All of these are true. Most of them are hot.
Connie,
What?
I need you to write Ambessa Medarda. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, bark,
My
bark,
kingdom.
bark, bark.
I've been writing a fic. That's all I'm gonna say. I love
Excuse
Ambessa
me?
so much.
I mean, yeah, you're
Can I-
right. You're right.
can I
You're
get
right.
I've been writing a fic.
Sneaky link.
Ambessa is in it.
Can I get the Google
I
Doc?
can't. It has technically already been published on Archive of Our Own, and I'm not going to tell any of you anything about the plot, about the characters, because I
You are
cannot have any of you
so-
finding.
Connie, no,
my-
you're so fucking valid, because when I tell you
My account.
I will meet Oblivion myself before I ever give anything close to my name on Archive, you're so valid for that.
You will not
Yeah,
be finding me.
Absolutely not.
You will not be
finding me on
finding me.
Archive.
You will
not be finding me on
me.
Archive.
You will not be finding me on Archive.
Especially because the account that I wrote it on, I had since I was in like 8th grade. So there's some stuff on there. There are like fics I've written that I'm not proud of. Anyway,
Tell me about it.
the fandom that I was in, I was like, why was I in this fandom? Anyway,
No, none of you will ever find my fanfic.net account. None of
Never
you will
ever.
find me.
Oh, not
You'll
your
never
never
ever.
find my
fanfic.net account.
You'll find me
You'll
dead
never
before
find
you
me.
find my AO3.
.net account. You'll never find my archive account. You'll find neither.
You'll find my dead
Of
body
those
before you
ever.
find my AO3 account.
Quite
You will.
literally
Hear me.
will find my
Wow.
dead body before
Hear me
you
now.
find
you
it.
will.
My
See.
scariest chaos moment is the pinnacle of Arc 2. When Connie, you're doing the narration as Longdu dies and as the reveal is happening with Zynon. That duo narration
That was terrifying.
Oh my!
hinged.
I
So
was
good.
sweating. I was physically sweating here in my
Yeah.
body.
Yep. No, I remember. I was shirtless too, and I was sweating profusely in my room. Jesus.
Definitely had swamp ass.
Mm.
I'll share my scariest moment of chaos, which is so funny because most of what people have said have been like things that I've done as the GM. So the scariest, there are two. One was during a recent Arc 3 episode, where I came up with a consequence for Sayer's doom thing happening kind of on the fly, and I didn't really know where I was going with it. And I was like, I don't know. It was like probably the first time since GMing Chaos that I was kind of stumped. And I was like, I'm gonna make some shit up now. So that was pretty scary for me narratively. Because I was sweating bullets. And I was like, I just know I'm gonna get dramaturgy notes from me about this. But I figured it out. We figured out we're gonna make some things happen.
Me watching you hold the blade to my neck. Do it. Do it.
I'm like, I don't know.
Val, we all know. We all know.
Do it.
It's like when someone's like, oh my god, yeah, like harder, and I'm like, I don't. I'm sorry, see, what do you mean by that? critical, consensual. I'm gonna move on. So the second.
This is my scariest moment of chaos. I do not know what you're about to say. I'm cutting the Wi-Fi. We're out. Goodbye.
The way you can see C's like ass clench as Connie just continues to go on, and C's like raising in their seat. Like, please, Connie.
Okay, I'll stop talking. I'll stop talking. No,
keep
my
going.
second, the other scariest.
We love you so much.
We love you.
My other scariest moment was, I think this was in Arc 2. I'm not too sure, but it was definitely in 2024, where I started having a tummy ache. I think this was in the beginning, because I let you all know that I was having a bad time with the tummy, and then we came back from break, and I did an intro, and then I went, and then we're gonna end the session, and I was like, we're gonna end it there, actually, or something like that, because my stomach started hurting. So that's always the scariest part of me, is when my chronic tummy issues start flaring up and affecting my performance.
What did I say? What did I say about making space? Always.
I love
always for
canceling.
you and for your tummy. I love canceling.
So for the audience, if I end up just abruptly going, we're gonna actually cut to break there, it's because I'm having tummy issues. That's why. Chronic tummy sufferer.
My IBS warrior. Heart emoji, heart emoji, heart emoji.
That's me.
I feel like this brings us
So
into
brave.
Shitting
my
and
next
farting all the
question.
time.
Really, really quite well. Are you ready? Okay.
Yes.
Am I coming through? Like my mic?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We're a little
Yeah,
we're a little
yeah,
I was just
decent.
waiting for you to finish your
Sorry,
sentence.
sorry. We're a little. It's a little
the
decent.
editor
was like a dramatic
My
build-up.
We're
my
ready. We're
Discord is at red vitality, but it's fine.
Mine is
the next
too.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going up and down. But I need to know. This is a purely self-indulgent question. What is the funniest dramaturgy note that you've received from me in the course of this
Make her
show?
worse. Make her
That's
worse.
That's what we're begging for. We're begging for it, Sam. I need her to be worse
It's not
for
it's-
me, because
it's-
I love
it's-
worse women.
It's not technically funny, but it is
It's really
funny to me. It's genuinely
I-
very funny to me. It's
I'm
like
begging.
I'm like
That's
I love it.
I don't know. She's like, but like,
But do it.
what if you
did?
just made her worse? What if you made her
should.
worse? You
I'm part
should
of the
make
ma-
her worse.
Now you got the notes.
Listen, I was gonna say
I got it.
Matter of fact,
Val
let
has
me
his
pull up the
organized
notes.
notes.
Let me pull
I got
up,
it.
let
I
me
got one too.
pull up
Go,
my
Val,
previous
go, Val.
notes too, because I'm sure there's
Yep.
more.
The funniest dramaturgy note I have received from the dramaturg to date is "Sexy growl sayer, yes, monster fuckers rise."
Real though, it was a really sexy growl. I know what
It
that
was a great growl. It was. I remember
Yeah,
that.
you're
You're
That's
gonna
the
growl
funniest.
sexily.
I also said do it again personally.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
no,
did
we're all big
comment
fans of that
upon the high amount of sex appeal in that growl and encouraged further growling.
And I think the only other like funny like dramaturgy notes is whenever C like looks to me as Sayer after I've done something horribly wretched and goes, "That was horribly wretched. Good job. Well done. You're doing it."
Yeah.
Good
It's
job being
just a
terrible.
tonal shift. It was just a total shift. Like, Val, that Sayer's horribly wretched little man. Good job.
That's. I mean, kind of to follow up on that. That's like I need everyone to know that we get into decompression. One of the nice things that people say to me is "fuck you, Kai," affectionately. It's one of
You're
my
correct.
favorite things that anyone could say to me after a session.
I also threaten your life.
Funniest- Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's real. My funniest dramaturgy note came for Val and I, and it has happened more than once, which is the proper noun note. Zynon and Seer need to use proper nouns when speaking about things.
Name the thing. Don't say the name.
I know you're
Say
talking around it, but you
name.
have to say it at least once in the conversation.
It makes me laugh so hard because I don't always realize that we're doing it. And then I get to the end of the scene, I'm like, we never said Yinghe.
Not
in the
once.
entire conversation
We were
about
talking about
dancing
Yinghe.
on the wild sea.
Oh my god, we did
we-
it again.
No,
Kai,
we
did.
do it all the time. We do it all the time.
Constantly.
There's
It's a
never a time where
recurring-
y'all speak where it doesn't happen.
No. Mm-mm.
I'm
When
gonna have
Val
to
and I say
start
we're
coming in
telling
as the
a love
oracle.
letter.
I'm talking about you. Huh, sorry. I just thought maybe someone watching us should know.
Should know.
Figured
Yeah, when
someone
Val
should
and I
say it.
like we're telling a love letter to the pitfalls of masculinity as much as we also like it's a love letter. One of the pitfalls of masculinity is not talking about things. And
Yeah.
boy howdy.
We can't
Yeah.
talk about shit nor fuck. It's incredible how
No.
little gets done. It's incredible how little gets communicated with all the words we will say to each other.
And I'm
Speaking
here
to
like
each other
one
for a
proper
full
noun.
10-minute
Just one.
scene.
Just one.
The Arc 3 opener live recording scene between Sayir and Zynon is honestly
I
really
love this
funny because
so
I go back and I
much.
watch it and I'm
love
like,
it.
I think they said Lumira's name. Maybe.
Yeah, I remember something we were saying about that scene specifically is how like often when we're actually like streaming remotely, both of you will get the chance to like talk. You'll get to narrate your characters, like what you're doing, what's going through your head, things that might come up but you suppress. But in the live recording, you don't get to do because you're in character the whole time. You don't get to narrate what you're doing. So it's just it's like one of those like
Look at each other.
one of those like anime if the narrator was cut out. And it's just like
They're just standing there.
like you guys
The long breathing pauses is so funny in that scene to me.
yeah.
Your captions are really funny in that
for
scene
me-
too, Connie.
Yeah. Truly, truly. And hey, masculine people out there, I'm looking at myself in a mirror. Use your proper nouns as well as those other words that you have.
hmm My captions like sucks teeth, angrily snorts or something. Like I'm like they're
Leans
not
back.
saying anything else. So
Yeah.
yeah. Clothes rustling.
Great job filling
for
in the
me-
blanks there, Connie.
Thank you. The funniest dramaturgy note, bar none for me, back in Arc 1, is after I introduced Zynon's Lady Okami's Ghost Wolf. And C immediately, they looked so somber and upset and disappointed. And they went, Connie, wimpy barks. Make the barks less wimpy. And I was barking as the wolf.
Well,
Lord is this huge ghost wolf with this
Huge
beautiful
ghost
story.
dire wolf.
and he went roof. And my favorite part of the story is that I didn't mean to do this, but I'm watching. You went roof, and I went and wrote a note.
Literally, camera in the backstage. She shook their head, sucked their teeth, and wrote something down as soon as I barked.
Me and Kai immediately just start bursting out laughing because we automatically knew right out the get-go. Y'all can't see C in the like backstage with us when we're recording, but C is always there, like right there. And it
They
is
are.
so funny to see them when we do something like we know we did something good when we see C go and start writing down. And then the minute we do something that C does not like, they're like, and start writing
Or,
down,
like,
and we're like,
quietly slides out the notebook and then leans down below
yeah,
their camera.
you
We're
just
like,
see the
oh,
top of
Yeah,
their
the
head,
scariest
and
thing-
we're
Yeah.
like,
When you don't even see their
yeah.
face, they just go,
You just see
Yeah.
the top of their
yeah,
head
you like
in the
don't see
camera,
anything, yeah.
and you just
That's the
immediately you're
scariest
like,
moments of chaos.
I'm gonna get a note
Truly,
from C
actually.
about this. C's gonna
Yeah.
bring this up to me later.
Also, my funniest dramaturgy note so far for Arc 3, this was not done in front of any of you all, but I was practicing how to caw as the Raven, and I was listening to Raven noises, and I went, oh, they all kind of sound like ah ah ah. And she was like,
you can't moan into the camera when you try to be a bird. You can't.
But they sound like that.
You can't moan into the camera when you try to be a crow. You're like, and I was
Oh
like, no.
Zynon, you wake up half dead in a ditch, and you hear ah ah ah.
honestly,
Heaven?
he'd be thrilled.
I was gonna say, did I get here?
Yeah.
Oblivion? Is that you?
would be
I'm
Sam.
better at doing crow noises now. I
You
promise.
did a really good job in the
That's
actual
good.
episode.
Yeah.
to be
Thank
clear.
you. Thank you.
As a
No,
we got there.
Corvid noisemaker.
Thank you.
I was just like,
We
we need
got-
to start
you got
every
there,
arc with Connie mimicking a bird. 'Cause clearly that's what
Yeah,
we're
throw it at
doing
me.
now.
I'll try. I'll do my best. My Achilles heel of GMing is voices of any kind, including bird voices.
You've branched out into some really like wonderful voices in Chaos. Like as a
Thank
lover of
you.
some of the voices you tried in The Second Stranger and on some of your
Tried.
other streams.
Tried.
I love you so much. I love
Tried.
you so much. No, truly. Connie, you came in and I said, hey, Zynon's gonna have a southern drawl, and you went, bet. And you know what? You've done a really good job.
I've been trying. I want to do you right in your flashback moments, in your
You've
memories.
done a really good
Been
job.
trying to work,
You know. Continue, please. I have to hear this.
trying to work on my southern drawl.
There you go. There you go.
You're getting
Drawl.
Yeah, as long as it's
Yeah,
not a French
see, you're
accent,
doing-
we're good.
Ooh, French.
Oh no.
No. You
Oh,
were right
no.
the first time. You're right the
Please,
first time. Don't
please,
bring it
please,
in.
please.
Don't bring it in. No, you were just fine. Work on
Yeah,
that.
it was all good.
That's the base. That right there. That's the base. That's the foundation.
Your bird accents are impeccable, Connie.
Actually, I'm going to take C's dramaturgy challenge from last year into this year, and I'm going to X your French.
You're going to X-card my French. Okay.
Rules is rules. Rules is rules.
Okay.
For context, for all of you, and you can take this into your games if you like, I've given the Chaos Protocol a challenge as a dramaturg to help demystify, destignify, and get practice in using safety tools by encouraging everyone to use the X card, even if there's something that doesn't make them necessarily uncomfortable. So just to be like, oh, this person's name is Max, and say, X card, different name, please, as just a way of practicing safety tools, safety cards. Anyway. For clarity, why we're doing this here right now.
If you're gonna make a character Max, they either have to be a pigeon or they have to be Val's husband. Like that feels like the rule, right?
That's true.
That is true. Oh my god, that is
That's
so
accurate.
true. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out
Bring
to
back
Dewey.
Dewey.
Return of Dewey.
Do we?
Listen,
We do have
the
one
dads
more
gotta
question.
stick together.
I would die for you. I love you.
We don't. I feel like we
Yeah,
touched
I feel
upon
like
this
let's do
question.
this-
It was
yeah.
not our favorite moment of chaos, but I feel like we touched upon many favorite moments so far. And I'm excited to get to the survey. If
Yeah.
you all are excited to get to
Sure,
the character
it's survey time.
Okay, I'll share the link with you all right now in our
Terrifying.
backstage. So feel free to
I'm
boot it
so
up and don't
excited for
start
this.
answering it yet. We're gonna go through this
Well,
together.
Okay.
No, we're not. We're
Huh?
gonna do it. We're gonna do it by ourselves, and then we're gonna look over the results. No?
Yeah, because then everyone
Okay,
gets the
okay.
answers
Yeah.
at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Then Then I'll hype and vamp, I suppose, while you all are answering. I'll hype and vamp.
I
in
can-
chat.
So
can
I have
click
it.
answers and talk.
Yeah. Yeah, we could go through it together semi-quietly, but chat's gonna see what I'm answering. So chat and I can
Oh.
chat and
okay,
I you
so cool.
you all
Got
fill
it,
out the
got it,
surveys
got it.
on your own. And I'll fill out
Got
the
it.
survey. And all right, chat, are we ready? We're gonna fill out the survey together. Oh god. Oh, I was almost like
Oh,
it's not
God.
here.
We are?
It is
This
here.
is really funny. This is really funny.
This
We
is
have not seen this chat. We have not seen this.
what? These questions.
Are real funny.
Oh,
All right.
oh, there's an obvious answer here. There's an obvious answer here.
Yeah. I mean, all of these questions are really funny. So, feel free to answer while chat looks, and then we'll go through all
yeah.
of them together.
These are the dramaturg official answers happening on stream.
Oh my god, these
Obviously.
are so funny.
This is hilarious.
Oh my god.
Oh, so we
Oh
are
my
answering
God.
these
some of these
ourselves.
are
Okay.
some of these are hard. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, I have one that's like a.
I have
oh,
very
no, I
strong
choose.
feelings
This is
here.
hard.
Jeez.
Oh my lord.
Oh.
This one's
Mm,
difficult.
Yeah.
This is hard. Yeah, I'm on the same.
This
I'm
is
on the same one.
difficult.
This is
This
difficult.
is way more difficult than the last one.
I know, I've upped my game. There's no obvious answers here, so for some of them are very
yes,
obvious.
Yes, I know the answer to this. Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is such a
I
blatant
mean-
answer.
I mean, okay. Can I just say, Connie, you can't just ask a question and have the question in of itself be the phrasing of the question be so obviously sayer.
We're gonna have to bring up. You're gonna have to bring up the question that you think that's talking
Yeah, I
about.
need to know which one this is.
I've answered at least 4.
Sayer.
I'm pretty far down at this point.
Ooh.
Hey, Connie, this question's about me, and I'm gonna fight you, and I'll explain later.
I'll explain later.
Oh my god.
Hmm.
This is so unhinged, Connie. So
is difficult.
I know
unhinged.
some of these questions are so
Yeah,
funny.
these are really good.
Yeah.
What do we
Yeah.
think, chat? I feel like that is a funny answer though, Erica. You know what I mean?
Uh-oh.
I feel like
Some of these are really
Yeah.
good.
There's one where there's an extra answer that is an extra option that is not reflected in any of the other ones. Just so you all know.
Oh, now I'm gonna be counting while I do this.
Oh,
man,
wait.
some of these are wild.
Ooh. I'm going to say probably you.
Oh no.
And it's me. All right, and it's me, chat.
So there's a question. I have a question about one of these questions. Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there on the screen.
Oh, is it the one that? Yeah, it's the one that I was like, Connie put this in there for me.
I'm trying to
This is
figure
so
it out
fun.
because there's definitely parameters around this answer that could change the answer depending on circumstances.
Just go with the one that your gut says, and then you'll get the chance to explain
Nice.
why you pick the answer you did when we get to it.
Got it. Okay. I call my gut Olivia Pope because she is never incorrect.
Mm.
Hell yeah. Oh my god, the one that you added the extra answer for, Connie, is really funny.
I'm glad you found
Oh
it.
my
glad you found
god. Oh my god.
And accurate. You had to.
Shut the fuck up, C.
Okay. I've submitted my answers.
Yeah, get off
I'm
the
not there
stream.
yet.
You
I'm
can't
not
watch. GG. easy.
Yeah, this is you. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
No, that is
man.
really funny.
That's the correct answer. I'm gonna say this.
Huh?
This is a.
Get the worst answer.
I'm so excited.
Oh no.
I can't answer this if I don't
I
know who
wouldn't
some of the
know.
moms are.
I was about to say I wouldn't know.
Hey, that's mean.
You know what? I'll
Only
give it to Zion.
Of your answers, we only know the moms of 2 of these characters. 3 of these
Yeah.
characters.
It's about vibes. Do you have
Vibes.
your mom is hot vibe?
Connie.
It's about vibes.
This just feels right to me.
Ooh. Ooh.
It's so funny that because I'm done. I'm looking at C's responses.
Ooh.
That's so funny.
It's because he doesn't know how it works.
Oh my god, there's one question here that is targeted at Lumira. That is so fucking funny to me.
I just got to it. I just got to it. Oh my
Laser targeted. Oh my god.
Also, affectionate.
See, I'm also going to share with you the response sheet so you can share that with
Oh,
everyone on
yeah.
stream. You can also screen share on Discord so the players can see.
Okay. It'll mess up my vibe. It'll mess up my cameras.
This motherfucker for sure.
Uh-oh. That feels like it was a targeted response.
This
could also-
is
they could also
so fucking violent. This is so
You read the
violent.
same one that I
This
said.
is
Like, hey,
so
that's mean.
fucking violent.
This canonically happened, technically. I would like to
Quite
say.
literally.
Yeah.
Stop
That's the
it!
question I think it is.
That's
yeah.
why I'm saying this is very violent. That's very quite literally what happened.
Your instant pick for the Jumanji one.
It just feels right. Connie. This is fucked. This is fucked up. Hold on.
What, the
Chat can't
last
even
question?
see. Yeah. Well, I think we all know. All right.
Hey, mean. I am also
Oh.
there.
My progress has been
I've
restored?
done it.
Oh my god.
I've completed it.
Me too, but it didn't send.
You
Why?
have to just like
Alright.
press it again.
I'm done.
Because it's
Okay.
a final. It's a final. Just press it
Okay.
again. Just press it again.
Oh my god.
Jesus
Chill out,
Christ.
Connie. I will.
Oh my god.
I will press it again. Don't tell me what to
I
do.
Press it
can't
again,
keep,
just press it
I
again,
can't
just press
keep
it.
answering
Press
Sayir
it
for
again.
every question.
Oh my god!
No, that was the first.
Bam, 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 bam.
Okay,
Got it.
we might have to
Okay,
see the
okay,
chat.
responses later because I might have forgotten what I
Hold on. Where's the thing? Okay. I'm gonna hide that from you, chat, because I don't want you to see my email. Okay, is this the response form? Show me the responses.
Okay, I just finished.
Okay, I see all 5 responses.
We've done
Okay.
it.
I love this for us.
Now I'm gonna tune into the stream so that I can see it.
I was
I'm
like,
looking-
no,
I'm looking into the stream
yeah,
right
this-
now.
So
no,
players will
no,
tune
I'm
into the
looking over at
stream.
the stream.
Every
Yeah.
time I turn over to look at the chat, I shit you not, it would be a question that C answers as me, which is deeply funny.
I'd be happy to guide us through the questions that I can also tell
Oh, please
everyone
do.
the split of things.
I need
Let me know
the
when it's all set
form.
up, C, and you're ready.
What do you mean?
I sent it to you. It's under pings.
Oh, I should
have to
look
just
at
click
that.
on
Yeah.
responses.
Sorry.
Yeah, you should look at what I
I
sent.
should look at what you said. I was waiting for you to send it to me for some reason. Okay, there it is. All right, chat. We ready to look at this?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
It's summary of
so-
questions? No, yeah, summary.
Yes, responses and then summary. It's the one with the pie charts.
Yeah. All right, hold on. I got this. I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
Boom. Welcome, chat.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so the first question is who would get away with murder? 60% Artemis, 40% Lumira. No votes for anyone else.
That's the correct answer.
That's correct. Yeah, there's only 2 answers here.
I pulled the
Lumira and Artemis
Lumira.
totally work together.
My faith here was solidified.
Yeah, if Artemis weren't there as an option, I would have also chosen Lumira, but Artemis would 100%
Yeah.
get away with murder.
Artemis
in
tilts the
clinical.
odds in their favor.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
I did pick Lumira though, because she scares me.
I mean, very real. Very real.
Very
Lumira did get 40% of the vote. Our next question, who would lose chess to a dog? It's overwhelmingly safe.
I believe I'm the odd one out because I think I chucked Zynon under the bus.
I also voted for Zynon.
Okay, so it's just you. Then I voted for Sayir.
The boys.
It was either
So there's
Zynon or Sayir.
Artemis and Lumira here, and then immediately following there is Sayir and Zidon.
So bold to assume that Lumira
Correct.
would ever lose a game of chess, let alone lose a game of chess to a to a dog.
To a dog.
No, only, okay,
Canine.
I'm not saying
To a
that Sayir
fucking
started
canine.
chess. I'm just saying I think Sayir would be bickering with the dog more than actually playing.
Do you
Red,
see
that
how
can't
that's
be.
worse,
Red.
Valiant?
Like how you
Do you
bicker with
see
the
how
oracle.
that's
Yeah,
worse?
Aaron, that's not
Yeah.
worse.
Sayir starts eating the chess pieces.
Yes. Yeah. Zidon,
that.
I don't know.
Try
Zidon
Sad
would
song
like
playing.
Zidon would have beef with the dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like genuine.
Play chess.
So it's like the how many monkeys on a typewriter does it take to bang out Shakespeare sort of situation.
Yeah.
with Zidon.
Stop.
The odds are just not
Yeah.
good. Okay.
No.
All right.
right.
Our next question is who would crash out over an X? 60% of the vote goes to Zine and Ash.
yeah.
The other 40% is split evenly between Sing and Seer.
Hear me out. I chose Sing because as dramaturg, listen, the chosen one who kind of has never had an ex before, I feel like that's the time where she's actually gonna lose it. She's gonna freak out.
Lose it.
I think
yeah.
that's why
It's gonna,
I
like,
picked
have a
Zaire.
moment.
I think I was the one that voted for Zaire because it was like Zynon's been broken up with before. That's
I
fine.
voted for
Zaire.
Zynon because I'm
voted for
thinking
Zaire.
about young Zynon and all the iterations of people you have dated up to now.
You don't know.
I believe in Zynon's ability to crash out when people need him most.
Oh,
Hey, actually, I have to go.
brutal.
I also voted for
Brutal.
Zynon. Just given his track
I love you
record,
guys.
You know,
Ow.
experience is the best
Violent.
indicator. of
I love you, I
performance, you know what I mean? Okay. Our next question is, who has the best taste in music?
Sorry, I haven't
Adonis.
scrolled yet. I was saying hi to Drac. Hi, Drac. Anyway,
Hi,
ooh, our first even split.
40%.
Wow.
Oh, to Sing and Lumira, the Lumi Sing shippers rise.
Oh my god, they have made some
Yeah.
really gay, really good, like
Yeah.
love, like playlists for each other. You know,
other. Yes,
Mhm.
for
Shared
sure.
playlists. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mhm.
20% to Zynon.
You can find
I can see that,
Lumira's
though.
love playlist for Sing in Lumira's journal channel on the Discord.
Which is why you should pledge
Yeah,
to our
And it
Patreon.
slaps.
Pledge your Patreon. You
Real.
can
let's show
check it out.
Patreon.
No.
Woo.
Zynon's
Love
is
it.
literally Zynon's taste in music is very specific. If you like that kind of music, he's your guy.
Yeah.
But overall
Yeah.
taste in music, please.
If you like
Lumira
Linkin
and
Park,
Definitely
Praise.
Lumira or Sing.
You
I'm
could hit up
proud that no
Zaire.
one voted for Sayer.
Rough.
Proud that no one
Proud.
voted for
Rough.
Seer. Artemis is
His
super
music
good
is
here
for
me.
like a very niche community and no one else.
Sayer
community
just
is
sad-
5
sad
beats
Doom Boys.
and like like the binaural waves. That's
Mm.
it.
No, full rock music.
Yeah.
Linkin Park, Nickelback, and binaural waves.
No, not
And with that.
Nickelback.
And with that,
That's
And
why
with
no
that-
one voted for him.
Oh my god. Who's most likely to go viral?
our first
100% of the vote
Yeah.
goes to Sing.
Sing
Yep.
a
She
targeted
absolutely
question.
would. Yeah.
100%.
Would be like an influencer for sure.
Mhm.
Real.
Millions of followers.
Mm-hmm.
This is
All right.
one.
Who
The next
cries
one is
during?
This
difficult.
was hard.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was difficult. Who cries during Monopoly? 40-40 on the twins.
That actually
and a
tracks.
20 for Zayden.
Rip.
I feel like Sing and Sayer were like really competitive board gamers.
Girl,
Yeah.
it tracks. I feel like it could happen.
Like a trans version of Monopoly that isn't based on capitalism, but is based
Yeah,
on
non-capitalist monopoly.
utopian resource management.
oh god.
And Sing
I
gets
love
really upset.
Monopoly.
Look at that.
Capitalism
Same.
sucks, but god damn it, do I love Monopoly.
yeah,
This makes sense.
And on the
Distracting.
20%
Again,
design
board
is
game.
really funny to me.
that's
Board game,
yeah.
no.
that pitch is really funny.
I think I voted for Zayden, and I think my reasoning was I feel like I was thinking of capitalistic monopoly,
Oh.
and I think the idea of capitalism and managing resources in this way would like fucking hurt Zayden, and he'd be like quiet cowboy coward, like quietly sobs, just like, please stop this.
People down on the purple
Drax-
ones are starving.
Yeah, wait,
Yeah.
Drake's right.
Drac is so right. Drax
Giant cries because they're the only
They're the only
way-
ones
Oh
who
god.
rule.
Track! Oh god.
Tears of frustration.
That's
Love that.
canon to me.
Real.
That's so
That would be
funny.
On the flip
Lumira.
side,
Lumira would cry because Lumira knows the rules.
Lumira would just leave.
Yeah.
Just flip the
who
table
makes-
over.
who makes someone cry during Monopoly? 60% of the vote goes to Artemis.
Yes. You know Artemis?
Yeah.
Artemis is like my
Yeah.
mom in Monopoly, in the sense that Artemis has a strategy where they would like buy all the trade stations and then start like buying all the property adjacent to them and all the utilities, and then immediately start building goddamn fucking hotels and making everybody upset. And we're like,
Yeah.
it is round
Artemis-
4.
Yeah, that was
Artemis
very specific.
has perfect luck when it comes to rolling the dice. So will always land exactly where they need. They will never go to jail. They have perfect strategy. They are
They don't
Always
pay people
collect
for
And they
rent.
actually-
They don't do any of that.
This is a training exercise. This is not a game. You all are learning to survive here.
You're learning emotional resilience and despair under Artemis. The 20 to Lumira and the 20 to Sayer. Lumira I can see, because Lumira would also has that ruthlessness in her. The Sayer, I can see. That's like the surface pick. You know what I mean? Like, oh, of course Sayer would be the one to make someone cry during Monopoly. But I feel like he would be the one ending crying.
Agree.
If he was playing against Artemis, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because the first thing I'm getting is Park Place and building hotels immediately. I will bankrupt every last one of you before you get past go. Take
Tosh, you're
all your
right.
shit.
The Artemis Lumira parallels in the answers to these questions are so funny
I
to
know.
me. I
It
love
is
them.
so funny.
I love
I
this.
love
I
them.
love this.
That's my
All right.
mom.
Who would adopt a raccoon off the street?
The answer is Sing.
60% to Sing and 40% decided. Like father, like daughter.
Quite literally.
I went Zynon so fast.
I went Zynon too because of the crow
Okay, you're
in Arc
muted.
3, but you all are right about Sing because she has literally done that.
There have been multiple incidences
Yeah.
as children
Yeah.
that we have said
We've
in
literally
canon
gotten
It
in
is
trouble
canon
for
so
both of
many
them.
times.
so many times.
So many
The
times.
Zynon votes are for me, Kai. I love raccoons.
God damn it, Kai.
They have little crime
Like-
hands.
Like father, like
Possible thumbs.
daughter.
Zynon and Sing would both want to
Yeah.
adopt the raccoon for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why we had
Lumira
to
would be
kill
like, "Don't
Sing
let that
off
fucking thing touch
because
me."
there'd be too many pets in
Jesus,
the
see?
party.
Jesus Christ.
I'm leaving.
Moving
actually.
on. Speaking of killing it, who would kill it at karaoke? And 100% of the vote
Yeah.
goes to Sing.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's in the
Easy.
goddamn name. Like,
Listen,
Yeah.
they do a
Easy.
mean rendition of Sweet Child of Mine, and it gets the crowd up on
Yep.
their feet
Oh, yeah.
every
Yep.
time.
Mm, mm.
She's got an incredible
Everyone
voice.
in the bar singing.
She does.
Ooh, Chaos EP.
Incredible voice.
Canon.
Yeah,
Canon.
it is canon. Speaking of another 100%, we've got a full sweep for who would punch a vending machine for withholding snacks.
I just want to say, you can't write a question like that and not have Sayer be the answer. You might as well have
100%
written
for saying-
who punches through drywall.
Jesus. I love the targeted strike.
Yep. I love these two perfect circles.
Yeah, this is
Love them.
this together. This is a
everything
perfect
to me.
representation of the twins.
These are the twins. These are
Real.
the twins. All right. Our next question is who fumbles the baddest bitches? 80% Sayer, 20% Lumira.
Correct.
Okay, the Sayer I completely understand. Who voted for Lumira?
No,
Sam?
I voted for Sayer, but here's the thing. You are 100. Like whoever did vote for Lumira is correct.
I think it was
One-
me.
Yeah, I was like, it's definitely not me.
I was like,
I said Sayer.
ascended line of
Lumira does
thinking.
not. Lumira has autism, Riz. Like she does not.
Truly.
Yeah.
She
Real
does
though.
not. Oh, do you like books? Are you cute? Ha.
Ah.
I immediately don't know what
Girl.
to say. She immediately
No,
is fumbling
real.
over words.
I'm in love
so-
with her.
Yeah,
Me
no,
too.
perfect.
Because
No,
listen,
no.
Amaru is gorgeous.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Amaru
this
is
is where my head was
beautiful.
at. I was thinking about like Nafisa and Amaru, and I was just like,
She does have great taste.
Yeah,
she does.
Sing.
Yep.
And
Oh,
she
Shirley.
sings. So
Shirling.
Shirley.
Sing.
Oh my
All right.
god. Step on me with your fire feet. What?
Our
Me?
next
Who said
question
that?
is who never fumbles. The duality of man, 40 to Lumira, 40 to Artemis, and 20% to Sing.
Yeah, this sounds
Lumira
about
fumbles
correct.
and
The
also
women.
doesn't fumble
At the
Yeah.
same time.
Yeah.
at the same time.
It's called
Schrodinger's
balance.
Lumira.
Yep.
Yeah. No, this pie chart
It's right.
feels. I love that the boys
Yeah.
are.
I'm
not
surprised
here.
with the
Lumira
Artemis
has-
there.
should not
Lumira
be
has,
there.
Lumira
Yeah.
has
Should not be
really
there.
went up against someone else with autism. 100%.
Oh,
It's,
yeah.
it's wait, friendly fire. Autism is friendly fire.
I love that. The Artemis is so real because like who
I didn't even think.
would turn down Artemis? Mm-hmm.
I was just thinking about their wife.
Yeah.
I
Their
listen.
secret
That
life.
image of like Lucy just propped on the edge of the desk,
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
me.
and
where my
Artemis
head was
just
at.
right. It stays right here,
In the head, yeah. I
right
did
here
get
in
art
the frontal
commission of
cortex.
them.
You should.
Oh, Lucy.
Oh, Lucimus.
Anyway,
Whew.
speaking now, it's time for a boy representation. Who's the worst roommate? 60% goes to Zynon, 40% goes to Sayer.
That sounds about right.
We've done it. We've done
We
it,
did
Val.
it. We did it. We did it. We did it.
All I had
And
to
we're
do.
both
Done
roommates
it.
with each other.
Yep. All I had to do was think of the last episode, and I was like,
Yeah.
who's up at 3 o'clock in the morning, aka 3 p.m., putting all his shit out on the table?
Bonk.
Bonk, bonk,
Bonk,
bonk,
bonk.
bonk. It's Zion and Ash.
Opening and closing
With
cabinets.
all the lights
Yep.
on.
All the lights
Yeah, no,
on. Yep.
dreadful. I think this was the first
Yeah.
time I voted for Zynon. I think I might have voted for the chess
really?
thing, but I was like, I remember
I voted for
voting him
Zynon as
this
well.
one.
Yep.
And every now and then, for Sayer, every now and then he will just explode.
Yeah.
Like
sure.
he'll just
They'll
explode.
just-
Also, I
And-
will say Sayer does canonically snore. I will say that.
Mm.
Sayer snores in my mind.
That's really
so
cute.
He
That's very
snores.
sweet,
Very
honestly.
endearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're a light sleeper.
If you, and like
More boy
loud
representation.
snoring.
The exact same results, but flipped in proportion. Who would fight a rat for a pizza? 60% Sayer, 40% Zynon.
Yeah.
These
I
results
feel
are
like we need to
so
move on to
funny.
this.
I
Yeah.
also voted for Zynon.
Zynon would just eat the rat.
Yeah.
If the rat eats
That's
the
just
rat.
my
I'm just
thought
saying.
too.
Yep, he would.
I've
Feral.
never been more disgusted.
Well, more boy wins. Who would fall for a pyramid scheme? 80% Zynon, 20% Sayer.
Correct. Correct.
I think the chat saw me choose Sayer first and then go, wait, no. And then I re-chose Zynon because
Yeah.
the old man
Yeah.
behavior.
Old man behavior.
100%.
But also, like, he
I just
doesn't
need to
think
give
of
him
the world that
$200
way.
and to start my downline.
He doesn't think of the world that way.
I know, it's not his fault.
Oh yeah, no. it's
Speaking
not his
of-
way.
Random sidebar. If you haven't gotten any merch from our merch store yet, now is a great time because we got scammed over the holidays, by the way.
We did.
We
We got
did.
scammed.
Merch
We
guy got
some
scammed.
fraudulent chargebacks. We did get scammed. Yeah.
So it's fine
Yeah.
though. But who
I'm
would fall
fighting
for a
the
pyramid
chargebacks,
scheme?
yeah.
Me, I guess. Cries.
No.
No,
Anyway.
it's not. No, it happens. It happens. We wanted to give them the benefit of the
It does.
doubt, you know.
Yeah,
because
it's
it was
fine,
A new
it's-
region,
yeah, it's
a
fine,
new
it's fine.
customer. Yeah, it's whatever. But yeah, order for a merch store.
Or
Moving
for
on.
merch store.
Moving on. Who's the best cook?
This is a compelling
60%
question.
goes to Zynon. 60% goes to Zynon, 20% to Artemis, and 20% to Sing. To Zynon, probably because he's a family man.
Mm-hmm.
No,
I would
he
say I
canonically
voted for.
cooks.
I can see it.
My
He's one of
favorite thing in the
only characters that
world.
canonically cooks.
I was gonna say my favorite thing
Wait,
in the
yeah.
world is the fact that Lumira is nowhere listed on there because canonically Lumira
Canonically?
Canonically
I
bad
will
at
never
cooking.
forget
There
that
was a
scene.
the worst
scene.
cook.
In the Wild
Oh,
Sea.
That
We did have
scene
that
on the
scene.
Wild
Bad
Sea was so
dramaturg.
cute.
I
Yeah.
will
forgot.
say,
Lumira
I find the Sing
canonically
answer very
cannot
interesting.
cook.
It was me on the
She can
same
do
answer.
many things.
I find that very interesting because I think Sayer cooks treats for Sing.
That's really
Dramaturgically.
cute.
Aw.
only-
I
Sing.
think I'm wrong.
Only for Sing.
Only for people he likes. Cove is not listed.
No shit.
He serves Cove like burnt pancakes.
Oh,
Love this.
whoops.
at least they're burnt. Lumira's is still has like lumps in it.
They're burnt
Like, if you
and
cut into
lumpy
it,
and
it's
raw.
got-
and
like,
undercooked.
They're
yeah.
they're not
Here's-
even
Ooh.
yeah.
I think
somehow wet
Cove
and
is actually a
dry.
really good cook.
Cove
That's
is a good
interesting.
cook, for sure.
I love
Cove
that.
That's
I love
compelling.
that,
Really
actually.
excellent.
That
cook.
compels me.
Yeah.
Cove is a
Elsbeth also
phenomenal
can't cook. Elsbeth, absolutely not.
That makes sense.
No,
I wanna know what
Elspeth?
Busy being
No.
what Elspeth's preferred
fucking
food is. That's what I want to know.
Eggs. She really likes hard-boiled eggs.
Her and Sinan, they could eat together.
Yeah, she
This
eats
is
just for like
wretched.
fuel and sustenance. Like she doesn't
Gotcha.
think of food as like a pleasurable act. She will tolerate it.
That
So
seems
maybe
right.
someone could change her mind if they introduced her to really good food. She might like change her mind. But she's just like, I need coffee, I need proteins, I need some sort of greens to like get me through this shift sort of situation.
Walked cricket legs and maybe some delicious eggs. Just saying.
I will say, I do find the idea of Artemis teaching the twins how to cook deeply compelling.
That's so
really cute. Artemis can like Artemis
is-
can like
Mm.
cook wilderness food, but if you put her in a kitchen, she
Yes,
goes,
a game.
"Where's the fire?" You know, she's like, "I can't cook unless it's open."
Where's
to
the
open
fire?
That's
Yeah.
to me. To me, that's what feels right.
Yeah.
Barbecue dad, Artemis.
Oh,
Barbecue dad,
that's
Artemis.
right.
Yeah.
Someone
apron?
draw that right now.
Oh yeah.
The kiss the cave
There
fisher
it is,
apron.
Barbecue Dad Artemis.
Kiss
Zion
me, I'm
in the
gay.
kitchen with the walk.
Instead of saying
the
kiss me, I'm the
jellyfish
cook.
apron.
And-
Yeah.
This is
Perfect.
that's right to me.
This is great.
Kiss the Cave Fisher is fucked up actually.
Lucy doesn't cook at all. Lucy would like explode a kitchen just by stepping into it. Wu Yin
Toblerone.
is an incredible
Wu Yin
cook.
can
Makes sense.
cook.
I'm not
Yin-
surprised.
I believe that.
That's correct.
I believe
That's
it.
my wife.
Wu Yin is an excellent.
Mikai
Yeah.
in love with Wu Yin.
Ta makes like 3 birthday cakes a day.
should be.
You know what I mean? And like decorates all of them.
He's an
Oh, it's true,
excellent
yeah.
pastry chef, incredible like barbecuer. Really just
I was
like
just about to
he-
say
Oh my god. Todd
Brazilian barbecue. Like that's like going to Wu Yin's is like going to Fogo de Chao. He just comes,
Yeah.
they just come up to you with a big ass
Yeah.
fucking
I
Yeah.
went there.
prime
I went to
rib
the-
on a
Minneapolis.
on a
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
really
yeah.
good.
and it just cutting it at the
Sort
table
of
for you.
meat.
That's what Todd gives me.
He's
My favorite.
He's been
kind of
alive
food.
for a really long time and has absorbed like a ton of different culinary techniques all across the multiverse. So you'd be in for an excellent time. Our next question is, who's still playing Overwatch when everyone else has moved on to Marvel Rivals? With
I don't
a
play
staggering
Overwatch.
60% of the
I didn't know how
vote
to answer
is
this.
Sayer. 20%
This is such a
Zion,
funny
20%
question.
Lumira.
I
The
get you,
Lumira
Connie.
is
That's why I
so
answered
compelling to
Sayer.
me. This is so
Lumira Gamer
interesting.
is compelling to
But
me.
Lumira would have moved on to another game.
Yeah.
Lumira would be playing Marvel Rivals.
I don't know. I'm not
I
sure.
I
feel like
voted
she'd be-
Zion because that feels correct.
Lumira has a god complex. She plays The Sims.
Yeah. Lumira
Yeah.
I
is
was
a
also
simmer.
gonna say, when does Sayer have time to play video
Lumira's
games?
a simmer.
Modern AU.
Modern AU. He's working
This is
out
modern-
though.
That's why he's been working out. He's not been able to hear about Marvel Rivals yet.
Gamer
He's been
guys
work-
and Jim.
Gamer guys and gyms. Our next question is, who has a secret cult following? 80% of the vote goes to Lumira. 20% goes to Artemis.
I said, I'm the cult
Yeah,
following. Jot that down. It's me.
Yeah.
This
Correct.
feels completely accurate to me. I did
Yeah.
vote
No
for
notes.
Artemis. Take that
That's
how you
so
will.
funny that you did that.
I
So
did vote for
funny.
Artemis.
Lumira for sure. Like
Yeah.
there's a
Paint
secret
I can
Lumira
rules
fan
having a
club.
cult.
They sit like 2 tables away whenever Lumira's in the archives and reading, and they're just
Yeah.
like whatever book Lumira like touches or leaves, they're like that's
That
what I'm
one.
imagining in my head.
So there's definitely a reason why I said secret cult following instead of secret fan club, because fan club would go to Sing easily, but cult following?
Listen, we got a time mage in our
Lumira.
party. I'm
We got a
paying
time
Yeah.
mage on our
Yeah.
hands.
Yep.
It's the
So
forbidden
what do you
magic.
know about what do you know about our Lord and Savior, the Time Mage?
Lumira.
The time mage, the unnamed time mage who wrote the books, and also now is being interpreted by Lumira. The next two questions are really, there are 1-2 that we have to do right next to each other. It's whose screenplay made Scorsese cry positive, and whose screenplay made Scorsese cry negative. Okay?
Okay.
Positive is Lumira and Artemis. Artemis at 40, Lumira at 60. Negative is Zynon and Seir. Zynon at 60 and Seir at 40.
Oh my god.
Correct.
This is probably the most accurate of answers we've gotten so far.
Yeah, this is damning.
Yeah, this is damning
is
evidence.
Damning
This is-
evidence.
Welcome in, Raiders. We're doing a survey for our characters, for our TTRPG characters, and this says everything. The one that we're on currently says everything about
Right
our
now.
characters. That's all we need to know.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
all we need to know. Glad we all
So
agree.
Funny.
we all agree. Nothing more needs to be said.
Let's get a shout out for Entropy Emporium in chat. Thank you so much for raiding in and enjoying our little New Year
you're
Yap
welcome.
sesh. Welcome in.
We are childish. I love it.
It's true.
Martin Scorsese is a director, very big director here
Mhm.
in the Americas. If you're not
And
American,
that trans apparently.
clearly.
An inescapable director.
It's capable, not even in trance.
Next.
Our next question is, who makes everyone go on the biggest, scariest rides at Six Flags? 80% of the vote goes to Sing. 20% goes to Seir. The twins representing. Yeah, the twins would.
That's
This,
so cute.
Yeah, this
the
makes
twins
sense.
Canonically have, like, I think
Get into
Sing would be the
troubles.
one actively encouraging people to do it. Sayer would hope that someone would go on the big scary rides with him.
Oh,
I think they both like
Sayer.
adrenaline rides. I think both Sing and Sayer
they
would like
absolutely do.
take us on a
I
big
think
scary
so.
ride.
They do.
Lumira
They
is,
do.
I think Lumira is 100% the one that's sitting next to Sayer on the ride just cause. It's like, he's forcing him on there, but it's like, I'm not too sure about this. I'm gonna sit next to the biggest, sturdiest one that I know.
Yeah, Lumira sits next to Sayer
I will
and
go
like
nowhere.
death grips him when
Yeah.
we,
Yep.
we plummet, and he's just like, endure the pain, endure the pain. It's so, like you're screaming out of
Endure
terror,
the
he's
pain.
screaming for pain.
You white knuckling his hand. How would Zynon like it? Would Zynon enjoy it?
Simon would hate,
like he
I think,
would.
right?
Well,
Look, you love adrenaline. Zynon loves adrenaline.
He likes it. He likes adrenaline, and he is a thrill seeker. So I would say like he would actually
Sings.
really enjoy it, but he would be that person that's like, I'm gonna sit in the back as a roller coaster aficionado. Like he wouldn't understand that sitting in the back would be the like wildest way to ride the ride. And so he would sit in the back, and he would get bucked all over, and he would just be having a grand old time.
Oh my god.
Sing would sit
'Cause
dead
you sure
front.
does love getting
Yes.
bucked.
Throw her hands
Oh,
up.
yeah.
Like, woo!
Oh, yeah.
And look like
Sam, I
beautiful
hear
in, like,
you,
the
and you're
picture.
right.
Oh, I feel like
That's
Sing's
the
hair
poetry
would
figure
billow
in the picture.
in front of Sayer's face.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, and her arms would smack Sayer in the face also. So he
Yes.
gets smacked in
So
the
he'd be
face
just
and
screaming.
also death knuckled by Lumira as he's like,
And has no picture to commemorate it by.
Exactly.
Lumira's
got, like, a
face
bit of
is
an
just
antler.
buried in Sayer's chest. Like, no,
It would be the
no,
picture
thank you.
that they keep because it's like the only one that the park has. And so you'd be like, remember that time? And you were there. You were there in this little spot right here. See, I can see your cheek.
That little flash is
Yeah.
Our next question is, who would fall head over heels for a one-night stand? A staggering 60% of the vote goes to Sayer. Another 20 goes to Zynon, and another 20 goes to Lumira, so the surviving members of Strike Team Nova.
yeah, that sounds about right.
Rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depending on the
Yeah,
circumstances.
no, that's
Yeah.
that's any one of you could fall.
Yep.
Heading.
I
Yep.
don't think Zynon is a one night stand head over heels kind of guy. So there's that.
Yeah.
Me personally.
Until you, yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
It all tracks to me.
Sayer has fallen in love with people by looking in their
For
eyes.
less. For much less than a one night stand.
Yeah.
Significantly
Yeah.
less than a
Or
one
like a
night
passing
stand.
remark. Yep.
To be fair,
No, Sayer
Lumira
would- yep.
does have to know someone first. Like,
Yeah.
not not even like know in like the concept of the term, like how we know it, but she does need to have like be familiar with
Some
them
like
as a
emotional
person.
connection, right?
Yeah.
Demisexual Lumira truther I am.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Zion wants to be the one night stand. That's Zion's goal here.
Yeah,
Oh.
no, definitely. Definitely. Jesus.
Christ.
Okay, moving on. This one's a shoo-in. Who pulls up to the drive-thru while everyone else is screaming for burgers in the back just to order a single black coffee for themselves and drive off?
We know who this is.
80% goes to Artemis. 20% goes to Zynon, which I can also see. But
I can also
Artemis,
see.
100%.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Artemis does it to teach you all a lesson.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. It's
Nothing
the
else needs to be said.
it's the parent vibe from both Artemis and Zynon on that one.
Yeah. Zion is we have burgers at home. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
I'm
Zynon
triggered.
is. Zynon's like, you want a
We
burger?
have burgers
This is-
It's either we have burgers at home or do you have burger money? One of the two.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Woof.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Our next question is, who's the most likely Nepo baby? 80% of the vote goes to Sing. 20% goes to Lumira.
I
Sing is
feel like
quite
as
literally
fate's
a Nepo
chosen-
baby.
I could
By
you
definition.
Paid by fate herself.
By
Could not be more
definition,
net-
quite
yeah.
literally.
Yeah, by
enough.
definition.
Quite literally.
Yeah.
Literally fate's chosen.
The chosen one of fate who happens to also be fate's child.
I love the Lumira vote here.
Compelling.
Do love the Lumira vote here. She does give off
Compelling
just,
and
like,
strange.
elegant vibes.
Very,
Yes.
very intriguing.
She works so hard though.
Our next question is,
I was gonna say.
she
yeah.
does. That's the only thing. That's the only thing she's not an Nepo baby.
Lumira is the
Never-
Nepo
nothing's ever been
baby that
handed to
has
her.
everything to. That has like has everything
Oh.
to prove. Like
Everything that
is like
proves.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
I'm
Yeah.
not. I am
I can
not
see
my
that.
name. I don't get anything handed to me.
Mm-hmm.
Every fucking thing I have in this bitch, I earned it myself. I worked for it. God
Earned,
damn it!
yeah.
And you cannot take that away from me.
Here,
Yeah.
here.
Love that. Yeah.
Lumira is the Nepo baby that Nepo babies should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can
Oh.
see that.
100%. Yep. Nepo babies that people actually can stand and respect. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Our next question has the special contender, has the special answer that I put in. And I'm so glad that they
And
got
it's
100% of the vote. Who makes everyone watch a horror movie but then gets really scared and needs to be held? 100% of the vote goes to the Oracle.
100%.
Oh my god.
I need that to happen in Arc 3, personally.
It will. I'm
Oh
gonna
my
make
God,
it happen
that's
in Arc
so
3.
Oh
We're gonna
my
have a movie
God.
night.
Yeah,
That's-
movie
Can
night.
we watch
No.
The Shining? I want to watch The Shining. Can we watch The Shining?
You could barely make it through Psycho. You could barely make it through Psycho, and you want to watch The Shining?
Can we
Like,
watch
I don't know what
Nosferatu? I'm hearing rave reviews on Rotten Tomatoes.
Not
I hear
Rotten
that.
Tomatoes.
Then the Oracle has to sleep in the room with Lumira and
Yeah.
being
And, like
up
snuggle up
because
to Lumira.
it's
Like between
terrified.
the two of you, like a cat is like trembling.
A
trembling.
shaking magic 8-ball.
That's so funny.
Here's Johnny.
Not quite.
Moving on, our next question is, who's the least likely to pay you back? Like father, like daughter. 60% of the vote goes to Sing, 40% goes to Simon.
I voted for Sing.
I
She's
voted for
not
Sing, but
good
because
for
I
the
thought
money.
that she would forget. I thought she would
Oh.
She would forget, and people would ask Sayir, and then Sayir would be like, "Hey,
And then
God."
they'd get mad at Sayir. They wouldn't
Yeah.
blame
Yeah.
Sing. They'd get mad at
forget.
Sayir.
No, they would always blame someone else.
Damn.
Zion just wouldn't.
Yep, that was my thought. Zynon simply would not.
You're right. Whoever voted for that is correct,
It's
but
me.
also
Oh yeah,
I voted for the
All right.
ADHD answer.
that's so true.
But like father, like daughter. I love them both. Our next question is one of my favorites that I've written. Who has the hottest mom? 40-40 toss-up between Zynon and Lumira with a 20% to Sing, but notably not to Seir, even though they are twins.
Seir does not have hot mom energy.
No, but Sing does.
Also, when your
Seir
mom's
has-
hot, and then she goes, "Oh, you're here."
No,
She just loses the vibe.
Oh, you're here. He yelps like you're a cockroach.
Like you're a cockroach.
Seir has divorced parent energy, and it shows
Oh,
very
Oh.
explicitly.
And they went with their least favorite parent. That's the one that got custody.
Oh no.
Yeah, Doom shows up in a Hawaiian shirt and like board shorts.
oh
That is,
no!
Oh my god, I
Like,
need
hey,
somebody
Dad, I'm
whoever
hungry. There's like
artists
chips
in
in
chat. I am on my knees. I am begging for someone
shorts,
to
Doom.
draw Seir and Doom as Max and Goofy from the Goofy movie.
Oh my god.
I am on my knees.
Can we look at the split between Zynon and Lumira though? Zynon makes sense because we've actually met Zynon's parents and they are hot.
Or
Zynon's
hot.
mom in particular.
Hot
is
parents. Oh my god.
Yes, they
so
are
hot.
Canonically hot parents.
They're canonically
Yeah.
extremely hot.
Mm.
So that makes sense as Zynon got 40% of the
I-
vote. Lumira?
I sort of
Lumira's
put like a
hot mom
vague
energy.
thing to Connie,
Yeah.
and Connie was just like, "Hot trucker mom." Boom.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Listen, I'm just gesturing at Artemis is the
Lumira?
answer to that.
Yep,
Lumira's
Yes.
parents are
Okay.
a black hole. She doesn't know
Yeah.
I believe
what
they're
her
hot.
mom-
Yeah, but I
Looks
know they were
like-
hot.
I'm sure
But
they're.
I
I'm
know
sure they're
they're
hot.
hot.
I know they were
they're
hot.
I mean, just
I know.
look at her. Those
As
genetics.
a dramaturg,
Come on.
I know.
Real.
He goes, "Oh no,
Real.
don't worry about
Yeah.
it. Me,
No,
I
I know.
know.
Just trust me.
I know.
Just trust me.
Yeah,
I know.
dramaturgically.
I believe
Dramaturgically?
you.
You've never led me wrong."
I know.
Our next question is a landslide. Who falls asleep at the movies and snores? 100%. 5 votes. 5 for 5. Zine and Ash.
Zion
Yeah,
and Ash
absolutely.
1,000,000%.
sleeps on
Easy.
the fucking on the
Yep.
fucking like kickback couch, and
Yeah,
Yep.
you
just
shouldn't put him in a dark room with nothing to do. He will just fall asleep.
We know this and we love him.
we know this.
Such
We know
a
this.
Nothing to
Fucking
do.
grandpa.
Watch a movie, Zidon. Nothing to
That
do.
that involves relaxing. I don't know if he's capable of that.
That is Sam's real life mother. Go to the movie, turn it
My
on.
mom also
the
does
credits roll. You don't even get to the beginning title sequence before my mom is out cold. I hate
my dad's
watching
that way.
movies with her.
No, my dad is the exact same way, but he loves the movies is the thing. He loves going to movies and then he'll just fall asleep. Like, what are you
It's a
getting
dark
at?
I think
room.
your
It's a
dad
dark,
loves a
quiet
nap.
room.
Yeah, it's a dark,
I
quiet
think he
room.
loves a nap.
Your
It's a
dad
dark,
loves a
quiet
nap.
room.
Yeah, it hurts me because I think that I love movies. I think that Zynon doesn't have the full patience for media.
Yeah.
That makes
That
sense
tracks
to
to
me.
me.
Pretty valid. That tracks. Yeah.
Mm. Our next question is who's the worst driver? And ding 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 40-40 to the twin.
Correct.
And
For
one
different
vote to
reasons.
Lumira. Yeah, for different reasons. Sing would text and drive. I'm so sorry. She would
Yes.
text,
Oh,
FaceTime, do her nails, do her
Sing.
hair, do her makeup, and
Yes.
drive. But
Oh,
the thing about
Sing.
Sing is she never gets into a crash. She just has terrible driving habits, and she's really reckless. And there are close calls, but she never actually has ever gotten into a crash.
I'm thinking about
She
being
has
in the
gotten
car
pulled
with her.
over.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
No, it's
Terrifying to be in a car.
She's been pulled over, but she always manages to bat her eyelashes and get out of it. Like she's never been ticketed, but she's been pulled over.
I love how so certain. Such certainty, Connie.
I'm 100% positive about
Yep.
this. Yes.
That makes sense.
It's just terrifying
Seir
to be
has
in
road
Seir.
rage.
Seir has
getting
road
into-
rage.
Yeah.
Seir has road
Getting
rage.
those
Seir has-
omens.
without
Seir
a
gets
car,
out of the
Seir
car.
has
Road
road
rage.
Yeah.
I
Slams
think
the
I
car door,
voted
breaks it
for.
off the car.
I think I voted for Lumira just because Lumira does not, to me, exude I would drive a car energy.
Lumira's a passenger.
There's a
princess.
passenger
Yeah.
princess.
Passenger
Oh, yeah,
princess,
100%.
100%.
100%.
No, she
And
was
I would
quite
not put a
literally
passenger
built to
princess
sit
as a
in the
driver.
passenger seat and look cute.
Yeah.
That's
Oh hell yeah.
maybe
That's why I vote for Lumira.
maybe point in a direction, like hold a map if necessary. Like, oh, you're supposed to get off over on exit 258.
Mhm.
But
She'd
like
DJ.
She
outside
DJ.
of that,
She
yeah,
DJ.
That's
I'm
passenger
DJ.
DJ.
Navigation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My feet are
Mhm.
up on the dashboard. Like, I might be sleeping an hour and a half.
The
want
art
this.
is coming into my mind as we speak of Sing driving, Lumira in the passenger seat, Zynon asleep in the back seat, and Sayir hanging on for dear life as Yinghe is like in the middle, like
Correct.
leaning forward. You know, it's like ooh, and
Yeah.
Sayir like in the
I
back,
love
like
that.
oh.
I see this so vividly in my
I
head.
see it in
Zynon
my
just,
mind.
Like, fully
Yeah.
hat down on.
Yeah, like hat
Yeah.
down, asleep. Yinghe in the middle,
Yeah.
Sayir on, Lumira and Sing in the front. I can see it in my
Yeah,
brain.
no, I need this. I need this yesterday. Our next question is, who would survive Squid Game? 40% to Zynon, 40% to Lumira, 20% to Sayir. You know,
I
this
would
feels,
go Zynon.
this feels accurate.
Not
to-
bad.
Really?
Accurate to me. Zynon
Yeah.
is a survivalist, so that makes
Yeah.
sense
Yeah.
to me that Zynon would go
Literally
pretty
his
far in
call.
the
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's
Lumira's
quite
built
literally,
different.
yeah.
Would fuck
Yeah,
up the
Lumira's
Squid
built different.
Game
You're right.
structure before he would fall
Lumira's
in
built
line.
different. You are correct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sayir
Lumira's
would
really smart.
self-sacrifice.
Which is why her answer is the next
That's
one.
yes.
to protect
Sayir
the
would
others.
sacrifice
Yeah,
himself
Lumira
to make
was
sure
the
that
next
Lumira,
one.
yeah,
Yep.
yes.
Lumira's the next one.
Yep.
That was
Yep.
me. I was like, okay, I'm looking at these two. I gotta pick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. Who would successfully overthrow Squid Game? 60% to Lumira, 40% to Artemis.
Correct.
That's right.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
You and me, Sam.
I
Yeah.
did vote for Artemis just for the sheer point of Artemis would never be in the position where they would be in the Squid Game.
Never.
That's real.
That's true. That's true. They would never be in,
Yeah.
in such a vulnerable position. Yep.
Maybe like,
That's the
why
only
are
reason
you
why
all?
it
in?
wouldn't be Artemis.
What's
The only
happening?
reason why Lumira would even probably be there would be because of like a Mayday
Mayday
mission.
mission.
Like,
Yeah,
Like that's the
100%.
only way she would even remotely be in that predicament to begin with.
Oh, it's so good.
Our next question is, who's freakishly good at badminton? 40 to Sayir, 40 to Lumira, 20 to Artemis.
I'm
Yeah.
very
I
curious at who voted for Sayir.
I was
Really?
compelled by Lumira. The
Same.
Lumira answer.
Lumira's
Came
funny.
to
Yeah,
me.
yeah. I love that.
I would say Sayir's more in like in a similar vein of sport. He'd be good at tennis. I
Well,
think.
That's what this is my brain. Everyone knows I'm a football girly, right?
Yeah.
But the thing about it is a lot of football players train by taking ballet because it makes
Yep.
them lighter on their feet. They're a lot more agile. And
Sure.
Yep.
that's how
Oh, I
that's
see.
kind of how I envisioned it. Like Sayir's built like a linebacker, so it would make sense if he was relatively light on his feet to play badminton.
Sam, you and me. I was on the same thought because hockey players
Yeah.
that train in
And hockey players as well too. Correct.
In figure skating become
Yeah.
better hockey players because they know how to move more agilely but also more delicately.
That's the
And
thing.
it's also
Wow.
and also
Sayir
and
is-
it
That's
also
what
helps with
Sayir
their-
needs.
That's what
It
Sayir
also helps
needs.
with their
He has-
kinesiology,
Yeah.
like
has a-
understanding how to throw their body
He
weight
has
and stuff
a
like that. It
delicacy
makes it
to him
easier.
that I really like.
Really? Does he?
Agility,
I
but
didn't
not
think
a
he does.
delicacy. I would say
No, not yet,
agility,
not
but
yet,
not a
not yet. We're getting
delicacy.
there.
Sayir
he
has
has
all
a-
the
yeah.
finesse of a sledgehammer.
Yeah, he needs
Yeah.
to learn
I-
finesse. He's learning. He's learning. The day he gets finesse, he'll be very deadly.
I voted for Artemis, and the Oracle would be the shuttlecock.
That's so
That's so funny. I love that so much.
In
The
that
imagery.
sense, Sayir would be a fantastic badminton player. Just
driven badminton player.
for smash.
Come here, come on, smack
Whacking
me
the
harder.
shit.
That's all you got.
Connie.
Honey.
No,
So fun.
the Oracle would really enjoy it and would egg on the players.
That's
Our
so
next
funny.
question is, who shamelessly double texts? 40% to Sing, 40% to Sayir, 20% to Zion, and probably because he's an old man.
Sayir writes
Yeah.
in full paragraphs. He does not double text.
That's so
Mm.
funny.
Honestly, I
Sing writes
appreciate
the same
that.
paragraphs, but as different texts with every phrase.
Oh, that's so
Yep.
horrible. Simon just talks
Yep.
like an old man. That's why I voted for him.
It makes sense to me. This all just tracks.
This constellation tracks
Yeah.
for me. Our next question is, who leaves you on red?
Oh,
60% to Zynon,
correct.
20% to Artemis, 20% to Lumira.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think Zynon forgot.
twins are
He
back
doesn't
here.
know how.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, I have this thing. Okay.
He doesn't know that you can
That's
send
true.
one
He would
back.
just forget.
Yep.
The Lumira, the Artemis makes sense to me too, and so does the Lumira.
Artemis leaving you on red is scary. That's
Yeah.
scary to me.
Yeah.
That is
I don't
frightening.
like that one.
That's very scary.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's very
Yeah.
frightening.
That is please secure your future now because
Yeah.
Because you're
It's
alone.
giving Eurydice protocol energy, and I don't like
I
it.
know.
Well, anyway. Our next one is a shoo-in, a landslide, a 100% 5 for 5. Who goes to grad school instead of therapy? Lumira.
Yeah.
So targeted.
This was so
That was-
violent.
That one
and
was hard.
targeted.
I did do
This
that
was-
for you,
This was
Sam.
so unnecessarily rude. Listen. They are both two very big bills. Both grad school and therapy.
Not the bill.
One of the
Not the bill.
Okay.
That's oh, it's rough.
That is a rough
two very
explanation.
big bills. Two very big bills. One of them puts her in despair now. One of them sets her up to be wealthy enough so she doesn't have to deal with the despair later on in life.
I will tell you,
That's
grad
so
school will also
funny.
make you despair.
But I'll make
will.
enough money
Funny.
to ignore it once I'm done.
If only.
If
Oh,
only.
Wow. If only. Okay, our next question is good for Samira shippers. Who goes to a modern art museum and scoffs, I could do that. 60% Sayir, 40% Lumira.
Yep.
I love it.
It's
There-
like a
there's couple
museum
that goes
date,
to the
but they're
art
both
museum
like.
and is like,
uh.
Yeah. No, this
I've
is
seen
correct.
that so much.
I voted for
actually seen
Sayir.
you- I've seen you do
Yep.
that better in your sketchbook, honestly.
Oh, that's cute.
Mean Girls, your
I
modern
love
art museum.
oh my god, that's so
If-
fucking
if
funny.
Rhoda-
Ro
Adrian,
hates to see them
everything-
coming.
If
We're gonna
when-
put one of yours
I'm gonna
up
say
here and
when.
see if anyone
I'm
noticed.
not gonna even say if. When Rhododendron takes Sayir and Lumira to an art gallery, that's what's gonna happen.
To the ICMA. Oh no.
Mhm.
Where the entire show, this arc takes place. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, I'm excited for that. Our next question is, who would never turn down a dare? The twins are represented well here. 40-40 for Sing and Sayir and a 20 for Zynon.
I voted for Zynon,
Makes
I
sense.
think.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
This all tracks.
I feel like
to me
if there's a
for Zynon.
pretty
All of this
face.
tracks.
I think if a pretty face dared Zynon, he would have no choice.
Oh, listen. Even if the Baron had dared him, he might just do it.
Oh yeah.
You
No,
never
he doesn't
know.
back down from a challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the twins make sense too. They're both like, they both got
Impulsive.
things to prove. So much to prove. They're,
We're
they're
Also,
so
both,
imagine
impulsive.
them goading each other
Impulsive.
on. Oh my
Oh
they
god.
would absolutely
God,
go each other
yep.
on. Oh my god, as kids,
Oh,
they were
yeah.
insufferable.
Yeah.
Sing would be like, eat the slug. Wait, no, don't eat it. It's so cute. Anyway,
Sayir's
our next-
already swallowing it.
our next question is, who would fight a xenomorph with no weapons and win?
Oh.
60% Artemis, 40% Sayir. The hunter and the little hunter.
Hunter Core.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need art of Artemis
that makes
wrestling as xenomorph though, personally.
Yeah.
For
Yep,
normal
yep.
reasons.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Horrific.
Sorry.
Fucking horrific.
No, you're right. You're right.
Wrestling a monster. Something about the patron saint of monsters or something. in
Something
there.
about wrestling a
Anyway.
monster? What?
What? What was that? Huh?
Oh.
Anyway.
Our next question is,
Wrestling
who
is what we
says
call
ATM?
it now, right?
Oh my
That's
god.
what we call it now? We call it wrestling?
It's one of those F words,
Yeah, you know.
Who says ATM machine instead of just ATM. 60% of the vote goes to Zynon, 20% goes to Sayer, and 20 goes to Artemis.
I voted for Artemis.
That's so
The
funny.
Artemis answer is really funny to me, I have to say. Because you are right.
I could hear it in your voice, see. That's what made me go, that's correct.
Once you land in the new plane, I need you all to find the ATM machine. And then you need to extract money from the ATM machine. Do you understand?
It's Sayer's right.
Artemis, actually, it's just ATM.
No, it's an ATM machine.
An automatic teller machine?
Do you want me to make you a machine?
Oracle. That moment where Lumira's hand just goes over the top just to muffle it.
You can't muffle the truth!
Love that. Our next question is, this is so funny. Who tells their crush to get out of their school instead of behaving like a normal person? This has literally happened in canon. 80% goes to Sayer, 20% goes to Lumira. I have to say, I voted for Lumira.
That's so
I will
funny.
say, it does tickle me how many answers are overwhelmingly Sayer and then also kind of Lumira.
Also kind of the mirror a little bit.
Because Lumira also
Yes, that's
will
why they
fight
get along.
you.
So funny.
She will fight you.
Yeah, this has happened
Yeah.
in canon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think you should
Our
go
next
home.
question
You mean
is-
the girl who literally drops to the floor under a table at a party in a live setting to avoid
Oh.
awkwardness would not tell
Instead
someone to
of
get the
they-
fuck out of school?
Sayer
I
wishes
love
he
her.
dropped to the floor and crawled under a table that day too.
Yeah. Oof.
But he had such a nice time.
Connie?
Nice is relative. Our next question. I feel like there's some lag.
Sorry.
Is there some lag?
No. I don't think so.
No? Okay. Our next question in that case is, who's really good at solving Rubik's cubes? 80% Lumira, 20% Artemis. Yeah.
I think
think
Artemis is like
This
a
also
dark
tracks.
horse. Is a dark horse. You didn't expect that, and then you're like, huh?
Well, who
No,
do
it
you
makes
All I
think
could think about
gave
was them sitting
Lumira?
at their desk. Oh,
The
Doing it.
Rubik's cube. Yeah.
Who do you
I
think
could
gave
leave them at their
Lumira
desk,
her
like
first
pen in
Rubik's
one
Cube?
hand, Rubik's cube in the other, just like fully doing two things at once. Yep.
Who do you
Yep.
think taught Lumira how to solve the Rubik's Cube
That's
in
the
half
correct-
the time?
Yeah.
Precisely. Precisely.
I saw someone. The Oracle has a Rubik's cube. Would be a Rubik's sphere. Oracles are always spherical. It's the only thing. But you would like do the.
They do make round Rubik's cubes.
Yeah,
They
They
do.
do.
Yeah.
really good friend
Yep.
of mine used to
Go around
make
one.
Rubik's
And
cubes.
Sayer will shake that one too.
Until the stickers come off.
Our next question is one of my favorites. Who's most likely to get Jumanji'd? It's just the vibes. Just the vibes of you seem Jumanjiable. The twins are representing well here. 40% for Sayer and 20% for Sidon.
Zynon would 100% get Jumanji'd, but it would be completely by accident.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Zynon
He'd
is
like pick up the
Zynon
board
is
game
the
and go,
one.
huh?
Zynon is the I
picks up
can't
the
remember
board
the
game,
character. He's
Sayer's
the character
next
that
to
got
her.
caught in it for like 30, 40 years, and then the kids
Yeah,
come
yeah,
back
yeah,
and
yeah.
open it up again, and he's now an old man that's been running from lions for the past 40
Peter.
years. That's
Yep.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
No,
I
that's
just
right.
okay. Here's my. I feel like it's an insult to tell someone you seem Jumanjiable. Because it means that you are like that the forces of the universe conspire against you and make you a fool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you, like so that's why I voted for
Yeah.
Sayer.
That's also true. I think I also voted for
I
Sayer.
We're not
agree.
insulting Sayir. We just don't want to insult Zynon.
No, do it. He deserves it.
No, I agree. I agree with that assessment. I also think Sing would 100% open a Jumanji fucking box.
She 100% would.
They
It would be
so
like, do
would.
not open, do not
100%.
open. She'd be like, let's open it. and
Open
she'd
it. And then I'm next to her, and then now I'm in the game being Jumanji.
Yeah. I think we've actually explained how all three of these characters end up in Jumanji.
Artemis would have to go in to like fish them out.
Yeah.
Would literally be like the Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah.
Yinko would just doesn't want to be left out, so they'd like
In and out
They would go
wherever.
in after, like they would see everyone get sucked in, and then they would go like, "Well, I don't want to be left out." And they would go in.
Oh, I love
Not bring anybody out, but go in because they
But go
don't
in.
want to be left out. That's the funniest shit to me.
Exactly. And the Oracle is Jumanji. Our
Oh.
next question is
That's cursed.
That's
the Oracle runs.
It
Yes, is the Jumanji.
I don't like
Our
that.
next question.
our premise of our next live show, folks in the audience.
Yes.
Actually,
Hey,
that's a hilarious
that's actually
idea.
really
Great
funny.
idea,
That's
Val.
really funny.
You kind of cooked with
Uh-oh.
that. That's really good, actually.
Hey, tell your favorite conventions to pay us money to do this live show. Thanks.
Yep.
And not be assholes.
I'm gonna start saying that to people. You seem Jumanjiable.
You seem
I feel like that's like an argument winner. You know
I'm about
what I
to say,
mean?
I mean, that's
How do you recover
fight
from that?
starter. That's a fight
Yeah.
starter. You might
That's
get
a fight
you,
ender. There's
you
no way
might
you
get
can recover from that.
crossfaded for that. Someone
Yeah.
might just go across your jaw. You might meet the wrong person, and they
Well, they're
might
gonna have to
take that
fight their way out of a board game first. Okay. Our next question is, who's the designated driver? 80% says Artemis, and 20% says Zion.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
That tracks.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
That
right.
tracks.
Yep.
And that's about
the
the
cherry
percentile
blossom.
amount.
Yep.
No, that is correct. Like, yeah, if you had to roll for it.
Oops.
And the cherry blossom on top. Who's dying young?
This is fucked,
100%,
Connie.
5 out of 5 of the vote goes to Sing.
Wow, what a nice
And
way to
that-
end the session, Connie. What a
Now
nice
I'm
way
sad.
to end this very pleasant evening.
Now we're all
What
sad.
nice.
Welcome to Transplanar, y'all.
Welcome to Transplanar, everyone. So that has been our ARC 3 PC survey. That was really fun.
Oh, wait, it's
y'all. I had a lot of fun
sing-song.
coming up with these questions.
This is Sing Song. This is Sing's
I
theme.
know.
By the way,
I
if you didn't
want to
know,
say it. I didn't want to say
If you
it,
wonder
but-
I've had
about
my
the
own music
leitmotifs.
playing in the background this whole time, and I have not listened to this at all.
if you
Oh,
were
it's-
wondering,
It's so
About our
beautiful,
leitmotifs.
actually.
Beautiful.
this is Sing Song.
Aw. Well, thank you all for doing the survey. I genuinely had so much fun putting it together, and it was so fun to see all of the responses to it.
It'll be on the trivia.
It'll be yeah, you better remember those quiz answers and those proportions, because they're gonna quiz you on them. But yeah, I think, see, like, unless there's more that we want to discuss and dish and yap sesh about, I feel like that's a nice closer to our first ever community stream night. Woo! So yay! Thank you all so much for tuning in. This has been such a lovely way to spend a Saturday night and or morning or whatever your time zone is. It truly means the world that you all continually tune into our streams and watch the Chaos Protocol and enjoy our shows. And I think let's just go around the horn again and do some outroductions, and then I'll have some outro announcements for us, and then we're gonna hop off the stream. So I'm gonna pass things over to Valiant Dorian first to
I have-
round us off.
Hey, sure thing. Hi, everyone. I'm Valiant Doran. I assume his pronouns. You can find me on the internet, Valiant Doran, or also Spirit Bear. Please enjoy that lovely treasure I just set you on. Tonight, I'm Val, and I'm also Sayir. Most likely to punch a vending machine, clearly. It does upcoming stuff. Chaos Protocol, keep an eye out on that. And I've also got a slew of secret projects coming up this year. That's going to be very fun and very cool. So keep an eye on my socials for that. And with that, I'm going to pass it on over to most likely to fall asleep in a dark theater,
In a
clearly.
movie. Yeah.
Sinesh.
Yeah. Hi everyone, I'm Kai. You can find me all over the internet as Estelle of Imladris. Doing a lot of this. Gosh, I got a lot of stuff going on. But I think that the most current thing is that tomorrow you can find me over on Taino Tales with we're coming to the end of the Doomsayers very, very soon. So come check it out. It'll be me as Merrick, also known as Patroclus, and with my lovely fellow Doomsayer, who I never fight with in any stream ever, Mr. Valiant Dorian, playing Hector of Troy. And yeah, you just follow me on all of my fun adventures elsewhere as well. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to Sam.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sam Star. I use she, they, and the occasional they pronouns. You can catch me all across the interwebs at Lust for Life X. Just follow me on there to keep up with stuff that I'm doing on, the regular basis. Most of the time, I'm here playing Lumira, our favorite girl. Time mage, not time mage, bad bitch, and most likely to get her back cracked like a glow stick while also reading a book. The boss?
The boss is gonna throw it to the sub boss.
I'm sorry.
Boss
The dramaturg.
The sub boss.
I don't know, like, you know,
The
like
sub boss.
Face went sub boss. You got me fucked up.
Excuse you.
The co-boss. The co-boss. Let me walk that back. Let me
Backpedal.
right now.
Backpedal.
Pedal your little
My
bike
feet up high,
backward.
backpedal. I'm pedaling
Yeah,
my pedaling my
you
bike
do a real
back.
good.
Clip that, please. Thank you.
To the co-boss.
I was over here getting my stuff ready for the end of stream, and I got sub-bossed as though I wasn't working actively over here. Also, I fully lied to you all. That wasn't Sing's song. This is one of Sing's themes. But I was wrong. That was the Equilibrium theme, interestingly enough. Anyway, hi.
You bamboozled all of us.
I did. I bamboozled myself. I fully lied right into the microphone.
This fucking song. It finally played loudly enough in my ear. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, it's this one. There's one for Sing Positive and there's one for Sing Sad. This is Sing Sad. Anyway. Hi, my name is C. I'm gonna change it though. I use they, them pronouns, and you can find me making very trans, very gay art on the internet at C Plays RPG. If you liked what I did here tonight, which is loudly love my cast members and shout and be a little silly, you'll like what I do everywhere else. Like I said, you can find me at C Plays RPG. I'm gonna be writing, drawing, resting, hobbying, performing, dramaturging, producing, and following my whims this year. So you can catch me doing all those things wherever I am. You can catch me on upcoming projects. You'll catch me on the Steward's War. You'll catch me here every Saturday until we need a break in the background or playing Artemis. And now I'll pass it over to the sub-boss. Thank you very much.
The real sub boss. That's right. I am the real sub boss. It's me, Connie Chong. Catch me on the internet at by Connie Chong, most likely Blue Sky. We've completely shut down Twitter, basically. So just follow us over on Blue Sky. We're trying to build up our following base again, especially in the new year. We will be back next Saturday. That's January 11th at 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time with the next installment of the Chaos Protocol. So this kind of extended holiday hiatus we're taking is a lovely time to catch up. You can use this week to read the recap, listen to podcast episodes. We should be all caught up by this coming week, etc., whatever you need to do in order to get ready for Arc 3 to come back and return. It's gonna be a rip-roaring, bloody, sanguine, good, chaotic mess of a time. So I have blabbed long enough. Thank you all again so much for tuning in. We will see you next week. We love you so much. We're probably going to raid someone really awesome right now, no doubt. So use the raid message in chat if you are on Twitch. If you're not on Twitch, don't worry about it. Or you can hop over to the Twitch chat to go send some love to the next person in this raid train, because we've gotten some really cool raiders coming in. We want to pay that forward. So thank you again so much, everyone. Tell your friends about us. Tell your dog, tell your cat, tell your parakeet that the Chaos Protocol is coming back on the 11th. We'll see you then next week. But in the meantime, Bijou, and happy 2025.